Good morning, welcome to Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy. Oh, have we got some goodies coming up for you today? Possibly one of my now most favourite quilts ever. Let's see, let's have a look. 8 o'clock, here it is. It's your Paris Star Quilt. Jane Alcock's here to show it. It's designed by Lynn Goldsworthy. It is stunning. And then 9 a.m, Quilting Essentials with brand new Tula. Yeah, we like that. Then 10 a.m. is EPP Hour with Jane Alcock. She's back again with a beautiful book, beautiful projects. It's all good. Then 11 a.m. Fabric and Storage Galore. Not just like one or two. I've got some gorgeous fabric bundles for you there. And brand new Joel Dewberry. Happy days. We've got it all coming up for you this morning. Now look at this. This is your EPP Hour. Isn't it pretty? Out of one of our very favourite EPP books. EPP, it's English paper piecing, for any of you that aren't quite sure. Jane Alcock's going to be showing us how to do that. Now, 8 o'clock is the quilt. Oh, I love this quilt. Just look how stunning this is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is it. I just adore it. Absolutely adore it. And we've had fabrics specially cut for us and put together for us for that quilt. All exclusive, which makes me very happy. Now, if you, whoops, stay there, cushion. If you would like to get in touch, here's how you do so. You head to the website, which is sewingquarter.com. You click on watch, and we will come up at some point, or not. Oh, where are we? Come on, where are we? It will come up. Let's go back to the website. There we go. And just underneath where you can watch us live, all happens live, it's all good, is the message, the studio box. And you can get in touch with us from there. And then underneath will be all new goodies from today's shows. So that's yesterday's stuff. That's all about to go. Today's are about to be loaded. Now, if you've got projects that you'd like to send us photos of, or if you've just got a lot to say, then that's emailing, which is studio@sewingquarter.com. So that is how you get in touch. We love it when you do get in touch. Now, we've got some information that, okay, this is like the T's and C's boring bit, but I do just have to tell you. Data protection have changed, blah, 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 blah. And so you need to re-sign up to the mailing list. So if you like knowing what shows are going to come up, getting our exclusive offers and things like that, competitions, offers, all that sort of thing, you've got to re-sign up to our mailing list. I know some of you on the fan page are like, what's going on? I've been asked if I want to sign up again. Very, very simple. It takes about a minute, but legally, we've got to do it. Boo. So there you go. There you are. So that's the boring bit out of the way. So now we can get on with our first hour, which is just stunning. Now, Lynn Goldsworthy is one of these ladies who, whatever she turns her hand to, it just excels. So she's, you know, she's had a life as in the legal profession. And now, where is she? She's in here. She's the designer of this quilt here. Let me get that out of the way, because that's another hour. So that's the quilt designed by this lady down here, Lynn Goldsworthy. So like I say, she's had a legal career, and then on a trip to America, discovered quilts. And so she then started her blog, started quilting, and my word, she has come up with a stunning, stunning, stunning design, which is this Paris Star. So that we can recreate it as faithfully, colour-wise, as we can, we have got 20 fat quarters that have been specifically colour chosen for us, as close to the quilt that we've got hanging up as we possibly can. And it's a beautiful smorgasbord of designers in here. There's some Moda, there's some Kaif. in there. There's some Kaif in there. There's Anna Maria Horner. There's a couple of Amy Butlers in there. There's your Moda, and there's all sorts in there. It's a lovely hodgepodge of designers all put into a gorgeous melting pot to make this quilt as stunning as it possibly can be. So what we've got for you are all the colours. This is the hard bit of this quilt, is finding the colours, and we've done that. And then the plain colour, the creamy colour, we've got some options for you for that, which we'll go through. Do you want to go through that now, Paul, or later? Should we do that later? Yeah. So in this bundle, you're going to get full step-by-step instructions here. All very clear. There it is. Stunning. And that is what it, cat not included. That is what it makes. So that's a very beautiful cat. So 20 fat quarters, all exclusively cut, put together, colour chosen, everything for us. So you're not going to find this collection anywhere else. This has just been put together for us, well, for you. So really beautiful. So there we go, that's $91.99. That gets you all of the fabric, the pattern, and a thread. Yes. Now, you will need 4 meters of fabric for the front, 4.5 for the backing, and you can then choose. This is where it becomes very individual and personalized, so that none of you make 2 the same. So if you would like to go for a backing of the teal, and this is your linen look, and that's going to sit really beautifully, or maybe you want that for your border. That's $4.99 per half a metre. Now this is your heron grey in your linear. And so greys just work, don't they, with all colours. So if you'd like to go with some grey with your linear, then that's your heron grey. Always a very popular one, the heron grey. Just works a treat. Now, if you would like, here we go, again, sticking with that linear. The linear gives you a lovely texture to go through. So if you would like that, and again, you've got all of these colorways coming through in this wheel. $4.99 per half a metre in that duck egg. Now this is your, ooh, right, I think so. This is your duck, it's not duck egg at all, is it? Navy. Hello, use your eyes. It's navy. I love this navy because it's not a flat navy. It's got a beautiful texture to it, and that's the linen texture in there. And then maybe you want to go spotty, and then this is the spot on turquoise. So you can get that. There is. Is it meant to be turquoise? Turquoise. Who says turquoise? I don't know. This is your, I want to say pearl grey. Is that right? Is it? Maybe? No, it's not ivory, it's a grey. Definitely a grey. Not sure. Let's put that one to one side. Let's have a look then here at biscuit. Now, here's the thing. In the middle of this quilt, within the stars, Lynn has used a spotty fabric and then a plain for the rest of it. So that biscuit would work beautifully as your plain. Or so with this one, this is your ecru. So that's your ecru. Again, that would work beautifully as your plain on the front, on the outside. We're just getting up these details. Just takes a moment. There you go. But I love this one. And there you go, that's $3.25 per half a metre. Or if you want to go for the ivory, depends, this is down to you. This is the look that you want, or maybe the surroundings that it's going to go in. But Jane and I certainly had a good rummage around, and these were the colours that we thought worked. And then this is the spot on. So we thought if you wanted to have a stone coloured spot in the middle, as Lynn has originally designed, then there it is for you there. Okay, they are your options. So you will, well, grab your fabrics and then pick which colours you then want to go with it. That's how it's working this morning. Right, for your kit, for your fat quarters, there it is. The details up on the screen. Let's go and have a look at Jane. Oh, you need to start checking out already. Hello, Jane.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in bright and early.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you on the show. I haven't seen you for ages.
I know, so much has been happening in your life since I last saw
everybody's
you.
lives, busy, busy. Now, I have to say, this is possibly one of my all-time favourites.
It's a beautiful quilt.
The effect
is stunning, isn't it?
Yes, and I think this is one of those ones where it's down to the fabric choices, isn't it?
I think so, and I think the way that Lynn's got it sort of graduated out from the light to the dark really gives it a lovely effect, which you can do with the bundle that you've got.
Well, that's just it. So what happened was we showed one of our suppliers this quilt and went, these are the sort of colours that we need. We need to be able to graduate, like you say, from the light blue through with your purples and your pinks around the outside. And so he came up with this. And I love the fact that you've got a mixture of designers in there. Makes it a bit special, doesn't it?
It does.
And here's the bundle there. So you've got a bit of Kaif in there, a bit of Amy Butler, Anna Maria Horner. So all of the top quality designers that we know and love in there.
And you've got a good selection and probably a little bit more than you actually need, so you'll have some for your stash afterwards.
That is music to my ears, Jen. Music to my ears. So hang on, difficulty level, because that's the next thing everyone's going to want to know.
Yeah, it's not difficult. You just have to be organised. You really do have to.
That's the difficulty for
That's
me.
the difficult bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the hardest part, for, I think, really. And you are working a lot on the bias because there's a lot of 45-degree angles, so a lot of pinning. But it's keeping everything in the right order because it's so easy to mix it up as you're going along.
Okay.
Put the wrong piece together.
So I'm going to need to pin.
Several times.
I'm probably going to need some post-it notes
Yeah,
or something.
pins, post-it notes,
yeah.
fabric marker because you can write in the selvage or even on top of your fabric because you're going to be sewing over it anyway. So, yeah, it's just keeping it all in the right order is the hardest bit, I think, really.
Okay.
And deciding which one you want going where.
Ooh, yeah, that is
you can play and
your
play and play,
isn't it?
Yes.
So once we've decided which fabric colours we want to go where, how do we get going then with this?
Right, it's all strips. In the pattern, I've got the magazine here because, of course, it's in the Sewing Quarter, the Today's Quilter magazine. In the magazine, she gives you full, and in your pattern, which is the same.
Here we go. Let me
go
show
with
you
the pattern.
The pattern's always lovely and easy, isn't it? Because then it folds out nicely.
You've got all the instructions.
Whoa, there's some good cutting instructions there.
Yeah. She gives you all the cutting instructions to start with, and it probably is worth, once you've decided on your colourways, to cut it in order and keep it labelled. I've got pins with numbers on, which helps enormously. You've got 20 fabrics of the pattern, and then your plain or your background fabric, whichever one you choose to work with. And you have to put them into strip sets. So the first thing to do, the big star is made up of a diamond like this one.
Okay.
8 of these, and you need 6 strip sets.
Okay.
So you're going to choose your fabrics. I put mine in colour order. I decided that one of the fabrics I was going to use twice.
Really?
Yeah, because I liked the gradient effect.
Yes.
I felt it worked better. There was a couple that I left out, but that was just my choice.
Oh, that's your Amy Butler that you've used twice, though.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just thought it just carried it through a little bit more. So, but you can see, I mean, I've done a lot more cutting than you would do, because I sort of, in effect, made about 7 or 8, you know, as progress ones. So that's what I've got left. So you've got enough if you wanted to use one of the fabrics twice in your strip sets. You've got enough.
So that's this is what you've got left over from one of the fabrics that you cut, that you used twice.
But I've made more than you would make in the pattern.
Yes.
Because of doing samples.
So you'd have
things.
more than that.
You would
left
have
over.
more than that.
Okay,
left
so
over.
plenty basically is what we're saying. Getting plenty in here.
So you can see that I've numbered. That's going to be fabric 1. That's 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've put a pin in each one so that I can remember which one is going where.
Yes.
In the pattern, there's a very good visual of the colour sets that you need, as well as a written I mean, Lynn's written the instructions beautifully. It's very clear.
She is very clear, isn't she? We've had a
is.
few of Lynn's quilts, and that is always the feedback that we get, that the instructions, although, because I think this looks such a complicated design,
Yeah.
and I've been ogling this now for a good week, going, oh, I think I'd just stop once I'd done that. I'd be like, right, I can't better that.
Yeah.
I shall just retire from quilting
Beautiful.
now. And I haven't got Fiona's message. Producer Paul, it hasn't come through. I've got Sian's from yesterday. Oh, she says, morning, Natasha, Jane and crew. Good morning.
Morning.
The Star Quilt is definitely going on her
To-do list. Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Our to-do lists get
Certainly
longer and
is.
longer, don't they? Stunning. So you've got all of the instructions here. So star A is the main star in the middle.
Right.
And it tells you exactly your strip sets. So
now talk to me about these strips. Are they all the same width strip?
yes, for star A, they're 2.5 inch wide strips.
Oh, nice.
So your lovely stripology ruler comes in very handy.
This is music to my ears. Already, this is my kind of a quilt.
Yes.
So your stripology ruler, we've got 7 of these. If you have never heard my love of stripology rulers, where have you been? I absolutely adore this. I wonder if we've got any of, if I could just grab a plain fabric or something to sit this on so that you could see.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
You got some.
Here's one down here. That one. Yeah, it is one of my essential go-to items, and I love it and I use it. I would say 90% of the times that I go into my workroom, I will end up using this. So, down here, you will see you've got little slots to put your rotary cutter in. This quilt is going to rely on accuracy of cut.
Yes, very much so.
And this is what it gives you. So I'm a wonky cutter. So this takes the wonk out of my cut.
It does, and it keeps your fabric nice and flat, so it's not going to move between. You can use your ordinary ruler and your rotary cutter, but sometimes when you're doing that, your fabric moves. So occasionally, after you've done so many strips cutting, you just need to re-straighten your fabric and then start again, because it does. It just moves as you're cutting down. It's going to move slightly.
I just find that this makes it really quick and accurate. So it gives me a bit of time back as well. I'm all for that. Now down the bottom here, and this is where this is going to come in really handy for this, is that you've got every time you see a square down here, that denotes your 2.5 inches. So when you put your fabric underneath, and that fabric is not going to shift because of your non-slip grip, you put your rotary cutter in, you cut. So you're not even having to think, 2.5, 5, 7.5. No. Every time you see a square, you put your rotary cutter in, you cut, and that's your 2.5 inches cut.
Yeah.
Now, when we have to cut on a bias, look, you realign it onto your 45-degree line there, and cut again. So again, you've got that grip, it's not going anywhere, and you've got that accuracy. That's why I love it. I've got 7 left, so if you want this, grab it, because you're going to use it time and time and time again.
Okay.
Back to you, Jane.
That's okay. So, we've got, again, once I'd cut all the strips, I put them into the strip sets, and again, I've numbered them.
Okay.
This strip set 1, 2, because you're going to need 2 lots of each, because you're going to have to get 8 from each one. You're going to have to get 8 strips at 45 degrees. So you get 4 from each strip set with 2.5.
Right.
You sew your strip sets together. Oh gosh, I need extra teeth today. Sew your strip sets together.
Yes.
And you just offset them slightly. So about 2 inches. You don't have to worry too much about, measuring it accurately, but just stagger it and sew along and press. I press, you've got 6 strips in each strip set. So
she sells seashells on the seashore.
So I sew 2 together, press them, and then sew the pairs together. This just prevents bananaing, which can happen if you sew 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
And if you've got a good ruler, when you come to cut, you can line those joints up, can't you, to make sure that, again, it's another check that you haven't bananaed anywhere. Yeah.
So you make all of those into your strip sets. Now, I haven't quite got round to doing that, so you just have to imagine that I've sewn it all together. If I show you, I did the strip sets for the red because you've got the red ones which are cut at...
Is that for these?
Yeah, for the corners.
So how big are these? Because they're smaller.
They're smaller. They're 1.5 inch strips.
Oh, good. I've got a 1.5 inch thing on me.
You have? You follow the stars.
On the stars, on my stripology. Perfect.
For your 1.5. So that's good, isn't it? That's a really handy tool to have to do this quilt. It really, really will help you. So you can see there how I've staggered the strip sets when I've joined them together.
Why?
Because you're going to cut at a 45-degree angle.
Oh, so it's just down to...
It's just to reduce wastage.
I like the way you think.
If you don't... I mean, Lynn says this in the pattern as well. So, if you joined them edge to edge, when you cut your 45, you're going to have a big chunk of one at the top that's wasted.
Right, I'm with you. I don't like waste.
No. So once you've got all of your...
Oh yeah, look, there you go. There's a picture of it there.
Yeah, strip sets together. And I'm just going to show you with the red. I'm going to use the ordinary ruler just to show you...
Yeah, no, you use whatever ruler you like.
About cutting the 45-degree.
Do you want this bit out the way completely?
Yeah, I think
there we go.
Do for that. So you've got your 45-degree line on your ordinary ruler.
Yes.
And you can line that up. I'm just going to do it the other way because I'm not left-handed. You line the 45-degree line up with one of your seam lines.
Right, okay.
Not with the edge of your fabric.
Why not?
Because the edge of your fabric tends to be wonky. As hard as you try, it will be a little bit wonky.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it does. So I always line mine up with a seam line.
Okay,
because I know my seam line's straight.
Okay.
I'm just going to have to come into your space
No,
for a moment.
you come on in.
So you cut your 45-degree then, and then you're going to turn that round.
Right.
And you want 1.5 inch wide strips at the 45-degree. With the creative grids, you've got your half on the one side.
Yes.
So you can line that 1.5 mark up there with the edge of your strip.
And you know that edge is
45,
just right because you just cut it.
If you want to be doubly sure, you can just slide the ruler up and put your 45-degree line again on one of your seam lines.
So that's belt and braces, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
it really does make sure that you're in the right place.
Yeah.
So then you cut again. Oops. There we go. So you've got your sets.
Beautiful.
It tells you in the pattern how many you need from each one. From the blues, you're going to need 6 from each strip set.
Okay.
8 rather, sorry.
Yes.
8. And I think it tells you in the pattern, I think it's 12 for the... You've got 2 different sets.
Do you want to have a look? There we go.
Of red. You've got 2 sets of red. You've got you've got B star and you've got C star. So you can choose your fabrics. I'd run out of numbered pins by this point, so I was writing on the fabric. I don't know if you can see but this is one of those iron-off pens. So I wrote 17, 18, 19, 20 for that strip, for that set, and then on for the other sets as well.
So basically, organisation and market, however you see fit. We have designers that come in with post-it notes pinned onto everything, and this, that, and the other. And
whatever helps you. You can write. You could write the number in the selvage, and then you've got it for as you go with your strip sets. You still have the number, so you know where you are. I think the key to this is to keep it in the order that you need to do it, because it's very easy to mix it up, as I know. Done it several
when
times.
You're in a little bit of a rush,
hurry, it makes it worse.
I think, yeah, this is definitely on the to-do list. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, when you absolutely fall for something completely and you've just got to do it.
Yeah.
You've just got to do it. And for me, this will be overcoming my fear of 45-degree lines. Yeah, I've not shared that fear with you. I have a fear of 45-degree lines and biases.
Yeah.
Just because of it bananaing.
And it won't if you... I think the thing is, when you've got a 45-degree and you're on the bias, is to minimally press it. Don't press it too much.
Oh, okay, right.
Because that's when you can stretch it. You do need to do quite a bit of pressing with this, but just try, and obviously try not to stretch it as you're pinning it and things like that.
Okay.
So you've got your strip sets. This is the blue selection.
Oh, look at that. It's stunning, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
So just through doing those strip sets already, look at that. Wow.
Now,
wow.
You're going to join these together, and again, I joined them together in pairs and then joined the pairs together.
Yeah.
Now, when you're joining 45-degree pieces together, you have to offset.
Yeah, this is the other reason why I worry about 45. There's numerous reasons, and you're covering them all. Thank you.
There's a lot of, you know, 45-degree does put people off a little bit because, like you say, it stretches, it moves.
But I want to make that.
This is a simple, it's a simple construction. It's easy to do, and if you can take a deep breath and just, you know, be calm, it works beautifully. It really does. Okay. Okay. So you've got your 2 strip sets here, and we're going to sew that to there. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I've pressed all my seams going the same way. Yes. There is a reason. It does help you when you're going to join up your strip sets.
Are they going to nest?
They don't nest. They still offset. Right. But they do nest. Now that sounds, but it's actually.
They don't nest, but they do nest.
It's the seam that nests.
Oh, okay.
You've got your 45-degree past there, but if you look at the seams here, I don't know if we can see it. And is this because I can't necessarily eyeball a 1/4 inch past the end? Yeah. So you've worked with a 1/4 inch seam. If you can see that seam allowance there that's turned over. Yeah. Can we see that? That seam there. Yeah. And then we've put the other seam. Now the sewn line touches that edge of the seam there. Okay. So where that's folded over, the sewn line yes touches the cut edge of the seam behind, and that is your 1/4 inch. Right. From there to there. Okay. If you can see that. If you can see it.
Hang on. Can I come in and have a quick rootle around and have a look? Oh, I see. So that line there.
The cut edge line.
The cut edge line there. Here we go. We're coming in there. Just there. Yeah. That bit there. That cutlet is going to line up with
the sewn line
there.
Top.
Can you see? So you've got that as your marker. So that is going to line up with that bit, and then quick get a pin in it.
Yeah. As soon as you're happy, and again, you're working with the 45-degree, so try not to stretch it. Okay. Just slip the pin in along the seam line. Okay. And once you've got that first pin in, they should all match up.
If you've been paying attention and done your 1/4 inch right.
Yeah. Well, if you've got your seam allowance set to your seam allowance, all your seams are going to be the same. Yes. So if it's not 1/4 inch, it doesn't matter because the seams are all the same. Okay. All right. You know, it's still going to match up.
As long as you haven't been wonky.
Yeah, if you haven't changed your seam allowance along the way, okay, you'll be okay.
Excellent. What sort of pins should I be using for this?
A nice fine. These ones are great because they're nice and long. A fine one. It's, you know, it's not essential.
I've got pins next hour because I've got a lot of pins next hour.
Any pin works.
Good.
It's not essential to be a certain type. The fine ones are nice because I'm naughty and I sew over my pins.
That's gorgeous.
Now, when you get to the end, just put a pin in on the end as well.
Really?
Just because it likes to move.
Okay.
You can put one in at the beginning as well if you like.
Okay.
So we'll just seam down this line here.
Jane, is this going to be a make that's going to take a long, long time?
I don't think it's a weekend make. You might get the centre star done in the weekend, but I think it's a you know, an ongoing project.
Okay. Do you know what though? I would actually, if there was
I mean, if you sat there all
over,
weekend and did nothing else, you could do it in a weekend.
Just have someone bring you snacks.
Someone bring you food and you'd be fine.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Just bring me snacks.
Just feed me and I'll sew. What a lovely way to spend a weekend.
Yeah, happy days.
Yeah.
I would possibly then repeat certain areas of it to make matching cushions. Yes. Imagine a cushion with just a star.
I mean, if
or
you
just practice making a star.
Yeah. If you wanted to, the red would make a beautiful star, wouldn't it? The red corner.
Yeah.
Would make lovely. So, there you go.
Oh, look, perfect.
Well, once you've pressed it as well, it will. So you carry on making your pairs, and it makes that block there, and you make 8 of those.
Fabulous. Fabulous. So 8 of these. So you will get into some kind of rhythm.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you'll make all your strip sets. You'll cut all your 45-degree strips, and you'll have them put together in your packs of 8. So you'll have 6 is to make, and you'll have 8 of those strip sets together, and then you've got them then, and you can make each one. And once you've got 8 of those, you've got your centre star done. Yeah. You're then going to make your red stars.
Okay.
And it's done in the same way.
Brilliant.
You've got your strip sets. Move that just out of the way slightly. You've got your strip sets. Again, you decide which fabrics you want to have. Lynn's used a different background. She's used a spotty again in the middles of the red strip sets, but she's used a different background behind it. So she's used the same.
It's very
here and here.
Subtle, isn't it, Jane?
Yeah.
But it just having that slight difference in texture within the circles, it does just lift it just a little bit. So what we've done is and I'll go back to the fabric in a minute and show you that, but we've got a stone spot on for you if you want to have that spot in the middle. I mean, basically you need, did we say 4 meters of fabric for the front?
Yes.
In terms of a plain. Okay, so how you divvy that up if you want to do half of that for the middle bit, and is it a half-half, 50-50 split?
I think it's slightly more for the background than it is for the, she's used 1.5 meters for the spotty and 2 3/4. Well, she's put yards, so this is why we've said 4 meters. So
right.
1.5 yards for the spotty and 2 3/4 yards for the background. So it's a little bit more for the background.
Yeah. So, or you could just do the whole say as the same colour. That's entirely up to you. Before we move on, I'll let you get ready for the next bit. I'm going to go and show those fabrics. As we're talking about that, come with me, because what we wanted to show you very clearly is that the hard work, the picking of the actual colours to get that graduated ombre effect, but through pattern, is here. So that has been done, and this was designed for us. This was selected especially for us. You won't get this anywhere else. It's exclusive for us here at Sewing Quarter, and we've brought that for you. There you go, there's your thread as well, and you get for your full instructions. And then it's for you to then decide what colours you then want. And this is where each of yours will be so individual. And that's what I love about this, is that you can then choose which colours go where, and then also which colours you want. So if you are a brand new buyer, and lots of you new, good morning, welcome, you will actually get, if you're spending over £10, which you are if you're buying this morning, if you are a new buyer, we're going to give you 2 meters of fabric, a lucky dip. But you're going to get 2 meters of fabric from us to you as a little, hey, welcome, thank you very much. But you do need to check out your basket. The way that works, by the way, if you are new, and the only reason that I repeat this is because, you know, a lot of you new this morning, is that you can check out your basket as many times as you like. So when stock starts to run low, really important, the only way to secure it is to check out your basket. Our postage and packing is done at midnight. It's applied at midnight, so you can check out your basket as many times as you like throughout the day, and we'll just apply the P&P at midnight, so it's just £2.95 per day. Now let me show you the different fabrics that you might want for either your backing or your front. Now the most popular is the ecru. I'm really pleased because I added that this morning, because I thought it looked lovely. So if I just put that around the edge there, you can have a little look. That's your ecru. Now, if you wanted to maybe go for a slightly darker shade, and that's the effect that the slightly spotted fabric has, then why? So that's your ecru. Then why not go for your biscuit? Not that sort of biscuit, producer Paul. Sorry. So, you know, there you would have a slight colour variation, or if you wanted, this is ivory here that we've also chosen this morning. So you've got biscuit, ecru, ivory. So any of those, you know, that might be your middle one if you wanted it slightly darker, and then you have that. I think this is where it gets very personal. You know when you make this quilt where it's going to go. So what's going to work in your home? I mean, it might be that you want to go and have a rummage around all of our fabrics, all of our plains. But if you wanted to have the spot on and go, that's your spone. You're not the only one that can't speak this morning, Jane. You're in good company. I can't speak either. This is your stone spot on. So if you wanted to stay with Lynn's design and have the spots in the middle, then you've got that as an option. Now, I'm just going to show you, because I think this is really beautiful. This one here. Oh, did you want navy? No. What I've got here, this one. This is the teal, and I wanted to show you why the teal had been chosen. So this could be for your binding, this could be for your backing, but look how it picks up this side over here. So this is by the ½ metre, so you decide how much of this that you would like. So if you wanted this for your backing, that would be 4 metres, which would be 8 units. So just put 8 in your basket, and there we go. And I'll show you the other ones lately. Oh, Stripology sold out. Well done, you. Good job. I'm so pleased, because it will make life so much easier, especially if you're a wobbly cutter like me.
Yes, it's actually 4.5 for the backing.
4.5.
Sorry to interrupt you.
What did I say?
4. But that was what,
Listen
because
to Jane.
we were talking about 4, weren't we, for the background? So that's probably where you got 4.
And 4.5 metres for the back. This is a whopper. Let me see what size it is. La, 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 la. Finished size approximately 70 inches square.
Wow. Lovely big one. So we're going to make the little diamonds now, ready for the star in the corners.
They're pretty, aren't they?
And the sides. Again, your strip sets, offset them, cut with the 45°. You've got the same principle of matching your seams up.
Nice.
So we're just going to join those together. Now this time I've pressed my seams, because I wasn't concentrating, I've pressed them the other way.
Uh-oh, hang on, Jane, right, because that might happen to me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
What do I do?
You still got that 1/4 inch of your seam there that you can line up with that seam that side.
Okay, so just eyeball it rather than slot it.
Yeah, you can see it, you can still see.
Okay.
If I set it back a bit, if we can get it down.
Are we going to come in overhead, Director Tim? Yeah, there we go.
You can see the seam there where it's folded back. You've got your sewn line, and then you've pressed your seam to one side. So that cut edge there lines up with your seam line underneath.
Because that's going to give you your 1/4 of an inch guide.
That's going to be a 1/4 inch guide.
Clever, clever. Otherwise, I'd be marking it.
Well, you can mark it if you know. You use the method that you feel most comfortable with.
Do you know what would be really handy, actually? We've got a little gadget called a seams right.
Yes.
And that's got a 1/4 of an inch marked as a protruding square.
Yeah.
So you could line that up and then put a little...
Yeah, you could do. Anything that makes your life easier and makes you feel comfortable with offsetting your seam.
Okay.
Because it's a bit strange when you first do it, because if you're a beginner to quilting, patchwork rather, and it's your first time of doing it, because you're so used to matching up seams.
Yes.
It's a bit like, oh, what am I doing? It's all wrong.
It feels a bit squiffy.
It feels strange.
Yeah.
So you can see it's a little bit out because I'm rushing slightly, but if you press it properly.
Do you want me to get the old iron out for you, and we'll have a little press?
Well,
you've got 15 minutes, so there's no need to...
We'll get this one done on, and then we can press the whole thing together.
Whee! I am primed and ready for pressing.
Wonderful. Just get that seam on. if you were doing it at home,
Yeah.
then probably I would unpick that and just redo it again.
Would you?
Yeah, just because it's just to my eye, it's just a little bit too much. I'm not a pedantic sewer. I don't get too stressed if it's a little bit out. But maybe on this occasion I would probably unpick that and just reset it. But I can live with that today as we're just doing what we're doing.
Now, which way do I press these seams?
Just anyway, it doesn't really matter at this point. It can be, they can all be whichever way you like.
I don't think I'm doing anything fancy.
No, we're just pressing them just so that it's flat, and you want to be sure that you've got the seam as flat as possible so that you've got your points meeting. But they won't meet on that one.
I did just mention the Seams Right tool, which would have been fabulous. We'll bring you that next hour. Producer Paul's just added that to the next hour.
Brilliant.
So that would. Are you happy with that?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Lovely. So you've got.
Oh, we're starting to.
Yeah. So we're going to then make it into a unit like this.
Okay.
You've got 2 squares. One is 5.5, one is 6.5.
Okay.
You're going to cut those in half diagonally.
Right. Somewhere under there.
Somewhere under
is
there.
a rotary cutter.
So just line your ruler up point to point and cut through the diagonal like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you've got 45-degree biased edges. It's a nightmare,
Be
but it's
careful.
not. Starch your fabric well. Best press.
Oh, is that the other
laundry
key
starch,
thing to do?
Yeah. It just prevents that bit of movement.
Okay.
It's very handy. So you're going to need one of the small triangles now and one of the large triangles.
Okay.
You take your diamond, and you're going to have so many facing one way and so many facing the other way.
Right.
In the pattern, it'll tell you exactly how many, but for each set of 2, because you're going to make it into another triangle.
Yes.
You want them facing in opposite directions.
Okay.
So you're going to join so many that way and so many that way.
Yes.
This is the smaller triangle.
Uh-huh.
We're joining it to this side here, so it's the biased edge to that biased edge. So you've got that straight edge in the corner.
Yes.
Again, you just need to offset it with the 1/4 of an inch. Now, you're looking at this and you're going, oh, that's too big. That's male's too big.
It wrong, yeah.
But there's a reason for it, and don't worry at this stage, it's fine.
I am a little bit of a worrier. Leslie in Kent says, morning Natasha and Jane, enjoying the show, and the quilt is beautiful. Thanks for the tips, they're very useful. Love, Leslie from Gravesend. Well, good morning, Leslie. Thank you ever so much for your message. I'm just in awe of this quilt. I absolutely adore it.
It is such a lovely quilt.
Well, it is, isn't it? Now, remember, the fabrics that are coming with the instructions and the thread have been exclusively cut for us. We have had... you know, we've had someone in the industry put these together for us. We gave them the quilt and said, look, we need colours to match as closely as possible for this, and this is what they've come up with, which is just fabulous. So you're getting all sorts of, it's a smorgasbord of goodies, this 20 fat quarter bundle. So you've got in there, you've got some Kay Fassett, some Anna Maria Horner, some Amy Butler. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous fabrics. Even if you didn't make the quilt, you've just got a nice lot of bundle for your stash. If you wouldn't mind pressing those that way for me, please.
What happens with this bit here?
Just ignore it,
okay,
because we're going to cut it off.
What?
I know.
Why did we? Okay.
I know. You could make.
I trust Lynn and her instructions.
It's all part of the effect, because you need to have quite a. If you cut your square to the same size, you wouldn't get the seam allowance.
Oh, okay, right.
And the extra bit, because it's an extra bit, because it looks like it's floating.
I'm trusting you, and Lynn. My faith is in both of you.
So we've got these now. So the triangles facing opposite ways. We're going to line this up, and we're going to cut it off. Now, because we've got the seam allowance gone off there, it's a bit wonky, but 1 1/4 lined up with this seam here to give us the straight bit to cut off that corner there that's sticking out.
Okay, and then you know that you've got that as your guide.
Yeah, and you know you're fairly straight. If it's not quite straight, you can hide it in the seam allowance.
I like that. There's always a way.
There's always a way.
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
Good.
So the larger square that we've cut in half diagonally, we're now going to add that to this side. But this time, you put the square, the straight edge against that side.
Okay.
And the straight edge against that side.
Right.
So you've got the bias side here and here.
Okay, we've got just under 10 minutes.
Okay, well, I'll just do one and then we can... You may find that it doesn't quite match at the top. Don't worry, you can trim, to a certain degree, you can trim that off, but just make sure that you've got your 1/4 inch down here.
Is that the important bit?
Yeah, because you want it to line up there when you come to join it all together. That's the more important.
Let's just show, can we just show that?
Can you see it on that side?
Yeah, so that's your little 1/4 inch poking out there.
We can just, can you see that bit there?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to be measuring out every 1/4 inch.
If that makes you comfortable, do it. If it helps you to do this quilt, then do that. Measure your 1/4 inches. You do what you feel comfortable with, and what helps you. There's no rules here. You do what you want to do. If you want to mark your 1/4 inch each time, then do that. Okay.
Would you like me to press that back?
Yes, if you would.
I'd love to. Yay. This is actually, I thought this was gonna, I didn't think we'd get this far, I'll be honest.
No.
So I'm really chuffed.
Yeah. It's not complicated.
It's just organisation.
Organisation and just doing it a step at a time. Now, of course, because I've done the wrong one, we can't join those together.
Quick, sew the other one.
Quick, sew this one.
Yeah, I'll press that again because it's got a little bit forward. But then, look at it. It just, here's the whole kit for you. Just beautiful, beautiful. I am someone that loves to play, and this was my game this morning. Spot the designer fabric.
Well, I was doing it. As I was doing it, when I got my bundle to make up the samples, I was like, ooh, there's a bit of cave there. Oh, that's Amy's. It's lovely.
And you're just going to love working with them because all of these are top quality fabrics. And that's what we pride ourselves on here at Sewing Culture, is having those gorgeous fabrics to work with. And it does make a difference. It really does make a difference.
It does.
And especially if you're going to make something like this. This is going to be handed down through my family for using, well, not this one, the one that I make.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, no one minds if I nick that one up.
It disappears. We won't know where it's gone.
Sozzling.
You might have to form a queue because I think everybody loves it. We're going to now join those together. And again, you've got seams to match here.
Okay. So I can't just flip it over?
You can flip it over.
Oh, I can? Oh,
because it will go edge to edge. And as I said before, if you're using a consistent seam throughout your project,
it's going to work.
It's going to fit together.
Happy days.
Again, you're working with a bias on your diamond, not so here, but on your diamond it is. So just, be careful as you pin in that you're not pulling your fabric.
This isn't one to do when you're tired, is it?
No, it's not. No. It's not a midnight quilt. This isn't 2 o'clock in the morning one.
We've all done that.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
So I'm just pinning against the edge of the seam. Okay. So I know that I'm against the edge of the seam on both sides. Mm-hmm. And that'll just help to keep your seams matched up. Don't worry about what's going on up here because you can always trim it straight.
Okay.
The important thing is that it all matches up on the pattern, really.
Well, yeah, because I'd have been matching those top bits and then jiggling.
Yeah.
That don't.
It's as you know about how a pattern works. This edge here is on the outside.
Okay.
So you can trim it down.
Okay.
And then work your borders to fit
this is the important
necessarily.
bit.
It's getting the patterns to match. Yeah.
Okay.
And everything else.
So don't worry if it gets a bit wonky along that top bit.
Yeah, you may have just been a little bit inconsistent with your seaming, or like me, rushing.
No, Jane, come on, a busy lady like you, surely.
And
lady of leisure is not how we would describe you, is it?
Well, few weeks has been a bit frantic, but never mind. So there you go. by matching that, taking that little bit of extra time, matching those seams up, you've got that matching there. So
that is stunning.
That is a quarter of your star. So this is diamond B, set B.
Right.
And you do a set C. Have I done one? Yes, I have. Somewhere.
Oh, look, there you go. It goes into there like that.
Yes. So you join, you're going to make, if you can imagine that these are the same, for set B, you make 2 of those and you join them together. I mean, this is set C, this one, but you would join it together down there. Right. To make a half square triangle.
Are each of those?
They're not done in one square. I'm about to show you. I'm going to reveal. Da-da. So you're going to, you will join that there. So you end up with a triangle like that.
Okay.
Okay. So set C, you just leave like that.
Okay.
And set B,
but these colours,
you have like that.
So, but these colours, each quarter of this star is going to be a slightly different colour. Is that right?
No, it all stays the same. Have I got time just to quickly whiz this together?
Yes.
I'm still going to pin it because it's just at this point.
It's all very special, isn't it? You do need to check out this morning. It just so beautiful. We've had multi-buyers on this as well this morning. So firstly, thank you for joining us early. Secondly, gosh, thank you ever so much. I think you're going to love it. I really do. For me, when this came in, our offices are jam-packed full of quilts. And it's fair to say that in the year and a bit we've been going, we've got a few quilts and they're all out there. And this one, it just got me. It just absolutely got me. It's gorgeous out in the office. It's just like a quilter's paradise. You go in there and there's all these gorgeous quilts and beautiful toys and other things that are just lying around. And it's just like, oh, look at that, it's gorgeous. So so I don't want to confuse people. So you would join that together. Right, okay, same colourways all the way through. So you've got one piece like that. Beautiful. Yeah. And you've got set C like that. Okay. Yeah. Now you've got your big diamond here. Oh gosh, okay. And you join that triangle to there. Yeah. And you join this triangle to there. Okay. To make that. Now you do so many that way. Yes. And you do so many the other way. The other way. So you've got, so you do 4 of each. One going that way and one going the other way, Jane. So this, one of them is the one that goes off the edges. Yes. So you've got one like that. So, here's one I made earlier. So you've got, let's do the other one that way. We've got about 2 minutes to put this together. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. Okay, well, we'll get as far as we can. But we can see it visually. No, I don't mean like sew it all together, but if we can lay it out. So that's like that. Okay, so that's what the bit that's going off here. Yeah, so you've got these two sewn together to make this triangle. And that's going up there, isn't it? And you'll sew that onto there. Oh, beautiful. So you've got 4 that way. Yeah. And 4 that way. Yeah. And then you join those together. Wow. Just I mean, you can't really see it very well because I've not pressed. No, oh no, but look, you can get an idea. Look at that. So that and look at those colours. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, Jane, it just, yes. That is a quarter then. So you'd join those 2 together to make a square. Yes. You'll end up with 4 of those. Yes. So you join 2 squares together to make a half. And then you join the 2 halves together. And it's all in the instructions. And then it's done. And then it's done. Then you can have a cup of tea. You can add your borders on. Gosh. Quilt it, bind it. You've made your quilt. So it isn't complicated. It's straightforward. You just have to take your time, breathe. Get your head around it. And just do it a step at a time. Do one step at a time. So
make your blue diamonds first.
Yeah.
Because they're 2.5, they're easier to manage, they're not so fiddly. You'll be into the rhythm of you matching up your seams by then. So then go on to your set B diamonds, make those triangles up, and you've got those done. Then go on to your set C ones, get those all made up, and you've got those done. Then join 4 of them that way, and 4 of them that way. And you've got your halves done.
Jane, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think, you know, when we put that back in there, you can just start to see how that will come together and how those colours work. And even from this angle, you can see
the gradation, can't you? It just works beautifully.
Just stunning.
The bundle is lovely.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. Now,
You're
you're going to
welcome.
be back in an hour.
Yeah.
Yes, as it's otherwise known, doing some English paper piecing,
That's
doing
right.
a beautiful Liberty cushion English paper piece.
Some gorgeous fabric again.
Thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
and have a little relax. Right, now then. Okay, so what you are getting with your kit is your 20 fat quarters, which, as we can see, the way they've been chosen is key here. This is so the tricky bit has been done for you, and that's where this colour wheel of designer fat quarters is so beautiful. You've got some Kaif, you've got some Amy Butler there and there, you've got a bit of Anna Maria Horner in there, just to mention a few. So then you've got your thread in the middle there, and then you've got this 91, 99 is your price there, and then you get your full instructions as well. What you then need to decide is what plain colours you want to put with it. So this is your quilt kit here. I love that you can then really make this your own. So please do check out. We've had multi-buyers on this. Don't miss out on this. $91.99. Please do join us after the break, where we've got quilting essentials to help you get the gorgeous effects that we've just seen Jane doing. Absolutely stunning. And then we've also got brand new Tula next hour. That's always an essential, isn't it? So don't go anywhere, and I'll see you after this short break. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. There ain't no mountain high enough for Lucy Brennan as she shares with us her fabulous forest mountain quilt. Our expert quilt maker Lucy Brennan will show us how she sets about crafting this striking 74-inch quilt using her trusted Creative Grids rulers. The result is a glorious geometric forest filled with beautiful triangular trees. We've handcrafted a selection of styles to suit your home. Choose from cappuccino and steely greys for a crisp and modern feel. Feel perfectly pink with our quilt kit filled with ports, purples and flamingo hues. Or go for greens and create your own forest masterpiece with emerald, pistachio and spearmint solids. So don't miss Lucy's Forest Mountain Quilt on Thursday the 19th of April at 11 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Throw kisses to the misses as we bring you a brand new stylish jacket pattern, the McCall's Mrs. Jacket. On Sunday the 22nd of April at 8 AM, Amanda Wyatt is in the studio sharing her tips and tricks with you to make this wearable and comfy piece in some utterly divine crepe fabrics. This daywear jacket can be tweaked to perfection. Add flared sleeves, extend the jacket to skim you at mid-length or crop it at the hip. From maroons to powder blue, we've put together a selection of linings and crepes to suit your outfit choice. So be sure to watch Amanda's jacket making workshop on Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So, be sure not to miss out on Joe's Pink Piglet on Friday, the 27th of April at 9 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
So it turns out we can't count, which is a beautiful thing and working very much in your favour. So the 20 fat quarter bundle that we brought you, well, hang on a minute, that's not quite right, it's 21. There are actually 21 in there. So actually you're getting a spare fat quarter that you're probably not even going to use in there. But it's in there and it just gives you a little bit extra. We're not going to complain about that. Happy days, I say. Fabulous. So a little Brucey bonus for anybody that's already bought that this morning. You're getting more than we thought. Nice. We're all sort of squinting, having a count up going, Now, I promised you brand new Tula. Now, Now, do you remember when she came in, I think it was the 7th of February, wasn't it, this year? We had Tula here, and she brought us her beautiful new range. And within that were all of the pom-poms. Can I open this? Can I go for the big one? Brand new today. This is your All-Stars from Tula Pink. You are getting 46 10-inch squares here. There's something a bit special about being allowed to open these up for the first time, even if I'm making a right old hash of it. There we go. 46 10-inch squares. That's a lot of fabric. Ooh. Ooh. Now, what are you going to do? Oh, look at these colours. It is an absolute riot of colour, and I absolutely adore it. I mean, you can see already, look, you've got basically a rainbow. And then, here we go. I don't know really the best way to show you all of these. Oh, look at them. So you've got plains in here. You've then got your pom-poms. And then you've got kind of your candy stripes. Just beautiful. So what this does is give you, look at this, that gradient effect. Isn't it just stunning? Wow, gosh. And you're getting 46 pieces here. These are just beautiful. This is one of those things that when you get it, you're not going to want to, you're going to want, okay, I'm putting words into your mouth there. I wouldn't want to, let's reword that. I wouldn't want to use this in any other order other than the order that it comes in here. Because look how beautifully this has been thought out, put together, the colours put together. It is absolutely stunning. So you're looking at a smidge over £1 each for a 10-inch square of Tula Pink fabric here. Is this not just, look at that, isn't it gorgeous? Just gorgeous. Vibrant, oh. It's bold, it's beautiful. It's just, this says circus to me, look at that. Look at these, oh. So you have the whole rainbow. So many of you have just added this into your basket. It's brand new today. We are limited on the numbers that we've got, so you know what I'm gonna say. If you want this morning, please check out your baskets. Oh, well, you might not even know what you can do with it yet, doesn't matter, but as long as you've got it, then you won't be disappointed. There it is. I wonder if, I'm just trying to think if oh no, it's not going to work, is it? I thought I was going to do something clever then, but no. Look, Yeah, I thought I could spin it and it would, no. No, it's all right. So brand new today. You can get all of these colours, 46 of them. How gorgeous. Now I've also got this in a smaller version as well. So if I just, and it'll be the same colours, same deal, but just smaller. So it depends what you've got in mind for it. We've also got it in a 5-inch. Let me show those. Yeah, let me show. Oh, please check out your baskets. A third of our stock is already in your baskets. Please check out your baskets. Don't miss out on this. This is just superb. This is all-star pom-poms and stripes. Here we go. So when you get it, it's going to be like this. Here we go. Right, let me do this a bit better. Under what? Under £20 for these? Are you kidding me? Can we save me one, please? Oh, that's really mean. But look at these. Producer Paul said no, he wouldn't save me one, by the way. That's why I was saying it was mean. Look at these. It's the way, it's Tula's very clever way with colour, isn't it? That's what is so absolutely gorgeous here. That is just exquisite. Wow, look at these. How many are we getting in these? No, I mean in terms of actual squares. Is it 46 again? Beautiful. Beautiful. You're just going to have so much fun with these. I don't know if this is going to work as a whole circle, Director Tim. Am I going to massively run out? Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, you see, everyone's a critic, aren't they? Director Tim, you're going to run out of space before you run out of colours. Now a third of the stock of this one is already in your baskets. Please check out your baskets. Please don't miss out on this. I don't want anybody missing out because that will make me sad, you sad, everybody sad. We know how popular Tula is with good reason. Look at what she's done with colour here. Clever, clever lady. Clever lady. And so, here we go. Yeah, there is a lot here. You're quite right, Director Tim. So it's not going to happen, Tasha. Yeah, no, look how much more I've got here. But he says he's not the sort of person to tell you, I told you so, but he's telling me so. That's fine. I will just make it a bit bigger. So that I just want you to see how these colours all work and what you're getting for your money. Because for under £20, you're getting a lot here. That is stunning. There we go. Director Tim saying I used to teach maths. Shouldn't I have worked out the number of degrees and fabrics? And well, yes, maybe, but you know. Here we go. Look at these. I love the richness of these ones. There you go. The blues are just divine, aren't they? Just beautiful. Half of the stock is gone. Is that checked out and gone? Have you got these? Oh, people with you in the basket. We've got new callers. It's all going on. And this is looking superb. 46 5-inch squares. Now, of course, if you're going for the large 10-inch, please do also check out your basket there as well. Look at this. I've got 2 more fabrics to lay out. There you go. There you go. It sort of worked. Almost. And then I've got to put it back like that. Yeah. That's how you'll get it. Can we just look at that? Can we just look at that can we just come back and look at that just for a moment? Because it is beautiful. That is a thing of beauty. I would just stitch those together. So many of you have got this in your baskets. I wouldn't do anything other than just stitch those together in that order. Bosh, done. Probably got multi-buys on that, I would imagine, Producer Paul. Yeah, of course we have. Now, our last Tula premiere, we've got it in Hexagon. Can I open this as well? 46 4.75-inch hexagons. I don't know what to do with these really, apart from maybe a bit of this. Now again, these are brand new today. All-star range. I might have to move my donut, I know. That's a bit upsetting, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Maybe I'll just do that. And I'll just put out a little bit so that you can just start to see a little bit of an idea of how this is going to go. Beautiful. However you want to play with these, they're yours to do with as you wish. Lots of you loving the hexes. Beautiful. Here we go. Look at these. I mean, how you set these out is entirely up to you, but just look how much fun you're going to have. It's just stunning. Producer says, I can't explain how many of you we've got on the phones coming in for these. Look, please don't miss out on these. If you have got your heart set on these, then please, I mean, I'm just putting these out randomly. Now, Producer Paul says, the best way to do this would be to grab the bigger one, put it on the mat and move it out of the way. Oh, gosh. It's a bit technical now, isn't it? Oh, when we move on. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, the colourways are just spectacular, aren't they? Multi-buyers on this, don't blame you. Just don't blame you at all. I'm enjoying myself here. Look at them. Please check out. Don't miss out on this. Don't miss out. Check out. Look. And so on and so forth. I'm running out of mat. But look how gorgeous that is. I would just be doing these just in order. 46 of these. $20.99. That's superb. That is absolutely superb. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Love these. Love, love, love these. Please do check out your baskets. Don't miss out. Just the vibrancy of the colours. Gorgeous. Oh, they're scrummy. Absolutely scrummy. So which ones have you gone for? Have you gone for the 5-inch? Have you gone for the 4 3/4 inch? Or have you gone for the 10-inch squares? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Maybe you've gone for one of each. Maybe, you know, you're really splashing out this morning and treating yourself. I don't blame you. Brand new today. We haven't ever had these in stock. Here they are. Absolutely stunning. I do adore these. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely adore these. And, of course, your pre-cut's so versatile. So versatile. Love it. Just love it. So which ones are you going for? Let me know. Are you getting them all? Are you treating yourself, getting them all? Or have you got a plan in mind? Oh. Do you know what? We don't do too many projects with the 10 inches. And yet I think they're such a versatile range because you could always cut them down if you want to other sizes. Or, do you remember Lucy did that, the improv circle quilt? You could use that for that. Be fab. But please do check out your baskets. I don't want anybody missing out this morning. This is brand new. 5-inch, yes, Producer Paul. Looks like it's sold out. So if that is in your basket, if this is in your basket, please check out your basket. I can't guarantee that anymore. I can't. The thing with Tula Pink is that when it's sold out, she does sort of one print run, and then when it's gone, it's gone. So we would struggle to get that back in again. So well done if you managed to get that. My word, it's just a feast for the eyes, isn't it? It's just spectacular. Just get what you need, pop it in your basket, make sure that you've got it, and don't miss out this morning. This is one of those times where, you know, I say check out as many times as you like. It's only one P&P. That's where this really comes into its own. That actually, do you know what? You've got to check out your baskets, else it's not going to be yours. Now, I'm just going to do this very cunningly. Okay, I say cunningly and then it's all going to go wrong. But to my mind, I'm just going to move that out of the way. Then I can still look at it and admire it. There you go. Now, let's stick with Tula for a moment because, you know, it's gorgeous. I didn't push it too far. It's not going to fall off the desk. It's all going to be fine. Promise. Now then, I've got... Now, let's have it. We've got 3 different Aurifil collections for you, all chosen by Tula Pink. She loves Aurifil for the simple reason that it's 50 weight, it's cotton, it works beautifully. Lots of you will, when you quilt, will only want to quilt with cotton. It's something about using 100% cotton fabric and then wanting to quilt with 100% cotton, well, thread, because then it's not going to pull on your fabrics. But look at those. Beautifully chosen here. You've got a lovely, lovely luster to these. Aurifil are very, very proud of how they produce and manufacture their cottons. And you can tell Aurifil threads. I was lucky enough to start using these when we moved to the channel and launched. And before then, I hadn't realised actually what a difference the thread can make. I just hadn't realised. So if you would love these colourways, they're 50 weight, you get 22 yards, 222 yards even in each. These are all made in Italy, it's all made in Europe, and it is 100% cotton. The feeling that a lot of people have in using cotton is that it's far easier if the thread breaks than if you use a polyester thread, and if that then rips your fabric, it's easier to stitch in a little bit more than to try and repair a fabric. So that's why a lot of people will go with cotton as opposed to a polyester when they're quilting. But it is entirely personal choice. But what I love about these is that if you're giving these as a gift, they're a thing of beauty just in themselves. Very clever artist, Tula Pink. She designed the fronts of these. Now the next one, are your autumnal colours. Love these. £34 on the nose. Actually, you've got a lot of these colours within those bundles. With all of these, actually, I think you can always mix and match your Aurifil. Lucy Brenton doesn't want to ever work with anything else. She's a big fan of the Aurifil. So this is your 50 weight, and aren't they beautiful? And you can just see, look, we've taken the plastic off those, so you can really see the beautiful luster on them. And that's what you're working with, and that's the quality that's going to just start to shine through. I guess it's like baking a cake, isn't it? The difference between using a free-range egg and a battery egg, isn't it? It's like, what do you want? Do you want good ingredients? Yes, we do. Moonshine. Are we ready? Ba 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 ba. Woo! Hey, oh yeah, look, you've got all the greens in here. Oh, I want all of these. That's superb, isn't it? So £34.99. Why's the other one 99p less? Oh, I don't know. Who knows? KZRW 40. This is a really useful colour bundle, this one, isn't it? Because sometimes, hang on. I don't know if I can. No, I was just going to show, because look, the very next. If I just show you that next to that. That was the next hexagon that I was about to put out. Can you see how that's just going to work? You've got the colours in there, ready to go. Beautiful. Beautiful. This hour is all about quilting essentials. We've bought fabric, brand new fabrics. We've bought you threads. Why not? What about some other things? Can I go with the seams right? Because I did mention it last hour. Now, for me, when Jane was making this quilt, the bit that I got a little bit wobbly on, and I did worry a little bit on, were the 1/4 inch, finding those 1/4 inches. So, and then I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, what about using your seams right? And this corner here is the whole reason I thought of it. If you can see there, it says 1/4 inch, which means that you could have placed that on, and you could have then marked off your 1/4 inch seam where it's tricky to see. So from where you needed it, you could then mark off wherever you needed that 1/4 inch, and you then knew that you'd be starting from that point, lining those edges up correctly. So the seams right is exactly that. It's about getting those seams completely right. And so you've got all of the different measurements that we use in dressmaking, in quilting. You've got your 1/4 inch there, 3/8 inch, an inch down there. Down here, you've got 1/2 inch, 3/4, 5/8 of an inch. That's one for your dressmaking, isn't it? So you can also use these to check that you've got your hems turned up correctly, things like that. Down here, you've got so that you can measure out your buttons if you're doing your buttons. In fact, Janice, one of our dressmaking guests, she said that she bought this just for the button measurements there. She absolutely loves this. You've got also measurements within measurements down here. So you've got 1.5 inches there, you've got 7/8 of an inch there, 1 1/8, 5/8 in there. So all of those numbers that you need and use time and time and time again. But it was just that moment where Jane said, they don't nestle, but they don't nest, but they sort of do. I'd be reaching for this, and I'd be reaching for that, and I would be marking, getting just a wash-outable pen, and I would just be marking my 1/4 inch. So because the quilt behind me is all about getting those measurements, isn't it? And that's just going to help. For $10.99, you've then got it. It's about the size of a credit card. It's never going to run out because it's metal, which is perfect. So SBGQ20. All of the numbers that you need and use. It's a handy little piece of kit, that. Very handy. You've probably already thought of other ways in which you're going to use it. Now, Jane used this rotary cutter. The squeezing one, as producer Paul likes to call it, with good reason. Now, the reason that we call it the squeezing one is because you do indeed unlock the blade and squeeze. Now, you can then, if you want to, if you're doing lots of cutting, you can then lock that out and keep that blade like that. I never do. So I use a squeezy one at home for the simple reason that half the time I'm just in my socks or barefoot and I'm a bit clumsy. So what I don't want is ever to be cutting, leaving my blade locked out or knocking it or something on the floor and, you know, cutting your toes. You don't want to do that. So the joy for me is that as soon as I stop squeezing, that blade will go, as soon as I stop, so if I drop it, that blade is safe again. So very important for me. I've got little people and paws and all sorts of things around my house. Safety is paramount. So for me, I don't lock out my blade, but I do then know that as soon as I release it, the only time I lock it out is actually when it's covered. So many of our guests use this. Now, lots of you will be going, yes, but I'm left-handed. That's okay. Look, all you need to do is unscrew there. All I would say is just make sure that you put it back the same order. And then spin that around there and then just put it back. There you go. Put it back in, that way it's screwed. And then you've got it left-handed, should you wish. But if you're right-handed, then it doesn't matter. But I know that lots of you go, well, you know, I'm left-handed and you know, you don't want to be, there we go, pop that in. So, $24.99. It's one of those things, right tools for the job. When you've got it, you've got it. You know, if you buy right first time round, you're not going to have to buy again. If you buy a cheap one first time round like I did, you're going to have to buy again, which is what I did. There we go. Now, spare blades that, over here. I like these spare blades because you get a set of 3 here and they come in a little plastic pot. I keep these, I don't throw these away. I write old rotary cutters or rotary blades or just old blades or paper blades if I'm doing any paper cutting. And so I have one for my new ones, another one for my old ones. Also, if you are disposing of them once they are old and you've finished with them, pop them in here. It just makes them safer to dispose of. Take them to wherever you would to get rid of your sharp items. But it's $7.95 for 3. And, you know, if you're going to start a new project, start with a new blade. Start with something fresh and new. And you're going to get the best results, aren't you? Rather than struggling. So a set of 3 in there for $7.95. Let me just pretend I never opened it. That's what it looks like. That's what you'll get. And again, that's a 45mm normal rotary, that will fit the majority of your rotary cutters. £7.95, probably all of them, but you know, I don't want to make that exact promise. RPGQ 41, lots of you adding these to the basket. To have 3 spare, you know, just really, really handy, really handy. And then if you cut out any of your other items that aren't quite fabric, just use one of your old blades for that. £7.95, very, very handy. There you go. Perfect. Now pins. We talked pins earlier, and I have a vast collection here. I'm going to start with, I've never seen so much written about a pin as I did about these. And I was amazed. Now these are, the code for this is SIPH05. Producer Paul, there we go. And these are made of a special sort of metal that won't snap and bend, is what they reckon. That's what it says. That's what it says in my blurb. £2.49. These have got glass. These are glass-headed pins, nice and bright and colourful, so that you can really use colours that is going to contrast with your fabric. So you're not going to want to leave them in, are you? But they're going to glide into your fabric nice and easily. They're not going to leave a mark. You can iron over the top of them. And yeah, pins are a quilter's essential, aren't they? Again, it's one of those things that if you've been struggling with pins, I've had cheap pins and whatnot, and they just, they've been thick and they've marked the fabric, or they've just snapped, or they've bent, or they've just been a right old pain. Get yourself some nice quality pins. £2.49 for your glass-headed ones. Fabulous, nice and fine as well. If you've already got your basket open, you've already bought something, £2.95 postage for £2.49, make sure I'll pop those in, and then you've got them there, haven't you? Now maybe if you're quilting, you're going to want some longer ones, and I've got longer ones here. Now these are, here we go, these are IVPH, yeah, there we go. These are really long ones, so this is going to go through lots and lots of layers. So if you've got your wadding in and things like that, then go for some really, really long ones. And again, but these, again, they're nice and fine, so they're not going to mark your fabric. You're not going to be left with a gaping great big hole like some pins. And they're £11.99, but these are very long ones. Glass-headed again, a nice bright yellow. And there we go. They are my top pin choices for now. So we'll have a look at some more pins later, but I want to now show you another rotary cutter. My power one. Yes, Producer Paul, my power one. Yes, I've got fabric to cut. Yes, yes, yes. I've got all sorts down here. Here we go. Let me find some fabric. Oh, hang on. Let me just... This is, again, by Fiskars. This is a slightly unusual rotary cutter. It looks a bit weird, doesn't it? I'm not going to lie. It does look strange. But the reason that I love this one is for this reason. Now, right or left-handed, doesn't matter. You can change the blade over. But the joy of this is that when you press down, if you see, my hand is directly over the blade, so the pressure isn't dissipated anywhere. If you see, with a normal rotary cutter, I've got to push, where I push, I'm pushing away the whole time, and so the power is sort of dissipated. But with this one, if I want to go through a lot of layers, or if I'm cutting leather or denim or harder fabrics, my weight, as I push down there, is all going into that blade, which is just fabulous. I think I cut through 16 layers of fabric, didn't I? So yeah, it was 16, wasn't it? And then I think I might have taken it up to 18, and that was on a really thick fabric. So 1, 2, if I double that up, 4, let's go 8. No, not 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Right, so what did I just say that was? 8. Let's just cut that, shall we? And I will show you, there you go, no problem at all, done. Easy, easy peasy. So that was 8 there. So if I do that, pull that down there, that's going to be what, 12? Let's go that. Easy. This is so easy. I love this. Love this. Now, hang on. I might have to go this way now because I'm running out of fabric. So that's 4. That's 8. So, yeah, if I've doubled that, that's going to be 16, isn't it? Yeah. Pop that there. 16 layers. No problem. Absolutely no problem. And that is why I love this. So if hand fatigue is a problem, it's got 3 angles as well. So if you're having to cut at a different angle, you press there, and you can only change the angle when that blade is covered, by the way, otherwise it won't let it do it. And then you can cut at angles. So it mixes it up. So dexterity problems, anything like that, or there you go, if you're left-handed, you can do it that way, ka-ching. You can have it set like a normal rotary cutter, should you wish. But for me, this is all about the power mode, and I absolutely love it for that. There are tutorials on the website as well, on the Fiskars website, that will show you how to use this. But for me, it's that power mode. If you're cutting through multiple layers of heavier fabrics as well, just fab. Just fab. Love it. Now, the mat that I've got is, as Producer Paul likes to call, it's the foldy one. Yes, it is the foldy one. If you are heading off to workshops, anything like that, you want to have a large cutting mat, but it's just, or maybe just storage is an issue, is for a lot of people, completely understand, then this is a great way to go, because, let's fold it, just fold it. Obviously don't cut on the fold, but look, you've got down here, you've got inches, you've also got centimetres along there, you've got your 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 45 degrees, you've got inches along there. It's 23 by 17 inches, and then you open it all up and you get the full cutting mat, okay? Store it flat, but you see, this is just fab, isn't it? You can store that and you can pop that into your bag when you head off to a workshop, or if cutting, and having that space to work in is a problem. I don't know about you, but my desk gets so messy, I generally end up with just that sort of space left to cut in anyway when I'm trimming stuff down. Then it's absolutely perfect. So £24.99. It's a natty piece of kit. MGGQ 38, and you've got all of your lines there that you need on there, your 45 degree, your 30 degree, 60 degree, you've got inches, you've got centimetres, everything that you need for £24.99. And then when you need that extra size, you need that extra length to cut, then there it is, job done. Happy days. I'll fold that up and put that somewhere else. The ruler that I just picked up. Oh, the 8.5 by 8.5, yes. Now, lots of very useful sizes going on here. Ah, here it is over here. I like to put a contrasting piece of fabric underneath so that you can really see with the creative grids. Here we go. Now, lots of you new to quilting, or maybe you've been dressmaking and you want to start your quilting journey, this is a great ruler to start off with. We get asked this all the time. Where do I start with rulers? This is a fabulous one because you can trim back your squares. So this morning we had Jane saying, just trim back your squares, that's absolutely fine. So the way that creative grids work, and they are quilters designing for quilters, the white ones, the white numbers here are inches, which is great. So if you're trimming back, that's absolutely fine. You've got your 45 degree line to line up on any biases, half square triangles, anything like that. But often we'll be cutting back, say we want to finish 6-inch square, we'll be cutting our blocks back to 6.5 inches. Now I don't know about you, but actually if I just follow that line, that is an awful lot easier for me to follow these black numbers, and the black numbers give me 1.5 inches. So that's my 1.5 inches. If I'm just cutting normal inches, then I'll spin it round and just use the white numbers. But if I want to add 1 inch, then I will spin it and I will work with that 1.5 inches there. Creative Grids are renowned for their non-slip grip. It's built in, it's that slightly opaque bit. That's my fabric moving, not this. So if I hold on to the fabric, that is not going anywhere. You've got the non-slip grip, which is the opaque bit here, all the way around there, all of these circles as well. So no matter the size that you're working with, it's gonna really grip. Down this side where you added on 1/4, where you had those black numbers, that is where you added on your 1/2 inch. That is a 1/2 inch. Down here, that is your 1/4 inch. So those useful numbers that quilters use, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch in your non-slip grip. So again, it really does just help give you those guidelines. They are absolutely brilliant. Now, let's have a look at a little book. This is the quilting manual. So you've got 16 quilt experts in here. You've got techniques, you've got designs, you've got troubleshooting, shooting. And you've also got over 100 gorgeous continuous and standalone designs for blocks and borders and more. It says here, move beyond the basics. 16 quilting all-star heroes share skill building techniques and rich, lustrous motifs. Here we go. Let's have a look then what they reckon. So this is the basics of your machine quilting. What I've come to realise, you see, is that quilting and patchworking are 2 different art forms. So if you're choosing your different quilting, and lots of people are basically patchworkers, and then they worry about the actual quilting bit. And you need other things when you start to quilt, like your quilting gloves. I hadn't realised, but actually your hands can get tired. We haven't seen this book this year. Now, planning the quilting across the quilt top can change the design completely as to how you choose to quilt. Now, this is why so many people get excited about things like the westerly rulers. But you see, look, one of my favourite quilts at the show last year, a festival of quilts, was just done in white and was just quilted, beautifully quilted. And it was so gorgeous. Maybe you hand quilt and you bring some colour in with your hand quilting. It's got all techniques covered, but look at this. So this is where you're getting over 100 different designs. And you can do this, you drop your feed dogs, you can do this, you can draw these on. Look at that swirly one there. I don't know how tight we can get in to see these. Or would it be easier overhead? Which is easier? Here we go. Coming in. Now you see also for me, if you had just a plain square in the centre, maybe you're doing a large log cabin or something, just to do something like that, just in the middle of a plain block. Gorgeous. So over 100 designs, and that's what we're into now, of these motifs. So they're split into sections. So these are your motifs. Oh, look at this, imagine quoting that. And then, and of course, you could photocopy these and you could always blow them up into a larger scale if you wish. So these are your motifs. And then it moves through into borders. So if you're just going to do a plain border and then just do something gorgeous around the edge of your borders, then you can. And you can repeat these patterns. It shows you how to do it. Lots of you adding this in. Like we say, we haven't brought this to wear this year, actually. And then you've got your all-over designs. So this gives you an idea as to how you might want to do these. Look at these. Now this is sort of reminiscent of your sash co, isn't it? Here. But so, you know, maybe you wanted to quilt that detailing in. Beautiful. I love this one. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Really stunning. That reminds me of that lovely K facet fabric with the snails in. Could echo that. So 5 months we haven't been able to get this for. And then you've got all the designers. So you've got 16 different designers here. Hey, there we go. Unusual to have a gentleman one. Don. Don Lynn, the Don of quilting. There we go, fabulous. What a great book. What a great book for $15.99. And actually unusual. We bring you lots of different books that have different blocks and different ideas for the actual patchwork part, but very few books that deal with the actual nitty-gritty of the quilting bit, which can change it completely. Beautiful, beautiful. Log cabin tools. Yes, Producer Paul. I'm going to start with this one. That is, I'm going to guess that is the 8-inch, but I don't think it actually says on there. Yeah, got it. Okay, now, although it might not be. Hang on, where's the other one? This is the only one I've got out. Oh no, we've got 8 and 4. Yeah, this is, so this isn't actually the same size, but let me show you this is how you can do your log cabins. And the way that the tool works is you start off, you trim your square, and it gives you exactly the right size for that square. You then stitch one side and the other, and you trim back. Spin it, put the other 2 sides on, and trim back. And so if I just move that, and so on and so forth, and you can start to see here. So this is the square of your starter point here. That's your mid square. So you would cut that, and then you'd put your 2 sides on, and then you would line that square up, and then you trim back. Okay, you would trim back those edges. And then, so once you've centered that, and then you trim back, trim back. Now, once you've added your next layer, you line up your center square on that one. You then, this dotted line will then line up with the first round that you did. Then the second round that you've added on, you then trim back to there. It adds on your seam allowance, so that you've then got your 1/4 inch seam allowance. You'd then do the other side, spin it round, cut back. It is just superb. So, instructions, let me find you. Here we go. Never throw your instructions away, by the way. When you get your creative grids, they come like this, and you would be forgiven for thinking that that was it. But if you open them up, they are incredibly detailed. And it does show you with these how to do it, how to do the different variations as well. So you've got all sorts. The highlighting, I believe that was probably Joy. She does like a bit of highlighting, but you see each time you're trimming back. So it's absolutely perfect. So these are the different ways in which you can do things. Just brilliant. And look, so here we go. Oh, here we go, step by step. So you add your first line on, you add your second line on, and we're going to get in as close as we can to show you this. This is a great place to start your quilting experience with accuracy. Now, that's your square. You add your first strip, you add your second strip, and then you trim back. You add your third strip, you add your fourth strip, and then you trim them back. Okay, so then that is your first trimmed block. And then you go again, and then you'd line up that centerpiece into the next square along and line it all on. It is a brilliant piece of kit, but again, these are quilters designing for quilters, but it just means that every block of your log cabin is going to be the same. There's not going to be any wonky bits, none of that. You don't have to be accurate on the cutting of these side bits either, because you keep trimming them back. I think it's fab. A really nice piece of kit. So lots of new buyers on that one today. Hello, welcome. $22.99. I don't blame you. It's a great piece of kit to have. And once you've got it, these don't wear out or anything, by the way. If you look after them, then they're yours for life, aren't they? Just store them flat. Now, what about the diddly diddly squiddly diddly one? This is the little one. Now, this is your 4-inch log cabin trim tool. Exactly the same, just tiny. So just a different effect. So if you're after small and intricate, this is the one. And obviously 4 of those would make you 8-inch block. So it depends what look you're going for. You might want to do cushions with this and then get the other one and do larger projects with the other one. It's entirely up to you. It's your quilting journey, isn't it? So $19.99. But if you struggle with accuracy, especially on smaller ones like this, this is the tool to go for. There you go. Perfect. Love it. Something that Jen used in the last hour was the rectagonal one. Oh, this one. Yeah. Now, every quilter needs this. They really do. And here is why, because this is our normal quilting fabric here. This is 44 inches selvage to selvage. So say you were going to do the quilt behind me and you've got a lot of strips to cut. Here's the thing. If you're cutting selvage to selvage, then you want to be able to do it in one cut. So you would fold your fabric in half, square it off, and then if I want to do, let's assume that this over here was actually straight, then I would line up, and again I'd work with my black numbers here because I know that that's added my ½ inch. So my 2½ inches, I'd line that up there, and then I would cut. Then I would move along and cut. It is brilliant because you're cutting one full length of fabric as you go, with just a little bit of inchage, little bit of distance at the top just to line your rotary cutter and get that great cut all the way through. This is 6½ inches across. This is 24½ inches lengthwise. And again, you've got your inches one side, your 1.5 inches down the other. It's just fabulous. Great piece of kit. This is one of the first rulers you should buy if you're quilting, because then it means that you can cut all your strips. Love it, love it, love it. Now, another incredibly useful size. And again, you know, when you're ready for it, when you are ready. Hang on, got to open my fabric up for this. Might not even have enough fabric to show you. But as you start doing larger and larger blocks, it gets more and more difficult to trim back effectively. Unless, of course, you've got this one. And this is your 20½ inch square. I love this one. I've got this one at home. It's really useful. This is $49.99, but it is a big one. And when you are cutting back larger blocks, this is a great place to start. It's just a really lovely size to have, because otherwise it can be quite tricky to cut back that sort of size effectively and have your 45-degree line. It's just fabulous. I know it's an investment, but once you, like I say, once you've got it, you've got it. And then you can trim back those larger blocks, those 16-inch blocks. Once you start to build your blocks together, you know, just imagine if you've got 4 of your 8-inch log cabins, you've got those together, you want to trim them all back, fabulous. There you go, you've got it. Now, the other essential that you need when you are quilting, of course, is your wadding. We've got 2 to show you. Oh, they're down there on the floor. Right, let me go. Bear with me while I just, let's do the 50-50, yes, okay. I've got, hang on, let me get them both up. It's not elegant, is it? But hey, right. Which code are you putting in first? DWEQ09, that's this one, right. This is 3 meters, my word. 228 centimeters by 300 centimeters. You are getting a lot in here. Now, this is your 50-50. This is a bamboo blend, which is just beautiful. So you've got your natural fibers in there. It's eco-friendly. What I hadn't thought about was when America, because they're where a lot of our cotton comes from for quilting, when they have bad weather, you know, instantly that puts the price of cotton up. But with bamboo, if you blend it through with bamboo, yeah, bamboo is the fastest growing plant out there, isn't it? So this is absolutely fabulous. It's soft, antibacterial, all natural, incredibly lovely to use, very, very warm, and just a really, really beautiful, beautiful quality to work with. And that's $42.99, but that is a whopper. 3 meters by 228. That's the biggest size they do. So that's half cotton, half bamboo. Now, the next one is 100% cotton. Everybody has their own thing that they like to use. This is 100% cotton, and this is queen size. So that's 228 by 274 centimeters. If you want that in inches, that is 90 inches by 108 inches. So lovely quality, again, 100% cotton, so all natural in there. It's been needled as well, so it will stay in place nice and easily for you. This is $39.99. The quality of your quilt will be affected by what sort of wadding you put in there. Again, it's one of those ingredients, isn't it? Put a great quality ingredient in there. Again, some people like polyester, some people like cotton. Again, this is entirely down to personal preference. Who it's going to be for, where it's going to be, how warm you want it to be, how lofty you want it to be. All those things come into it. So we offer you lots of different choice, and there's more choice on the website as well. But here it is, $39.99. Just a quick recap. Yes, Producer Paul. Oh, we only have the Tula Hexes left. Oh my word. Now, we bought these brand new today. You are incredibly lucky if you manage to get the 10-inch squares and the 5-inch squares, because they've now sold out. Lots of you that have this in your basket. 46 gorgeous, gorgeous hexes here. And as we're going through this again, people are adding this to their baskets. Don't miss out on this. Please don't miss out on this. Look, it's just £20.99. The other two have sold out, so no chance of getting those. But look at these. You know, these are your brand new today Tula Pinks All Stars. You've got your pom-poms and your stripes in there. Just gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it. 46. Now you see hexes, one of those sizes, that shapes that I just don't really want to be cutting. If everybody checks out, we're down to single figures. Please check out, don't miss out on these. They are uber, uber gorgeous. Love, love, love these. They are uber gorgeous, love them. Beautiful. Enjoy. Now the book is very busy. We haven't seen this for 5 months. And again, we have lots and lots of books about the patchworking side, but what about the actual quilting? And it's where a lot of people worry. So you've got troubleshooting in here, techniques and all sorts of things. And this has over 100 different templates as well. So you've got all of your instructions, how to do it, how to mark out templates, all that sort of thing, how to plan it as well, because that's, you know, it's really important. My top tip would be check if you are marking on the front of your quilt, please make sure it's going to wash out. But look, here are your motifs. So you've got over 100 designs for your motifs, your borders. Absolutely stunning. And again, you can photocopy these, size them up, size them down, do whatever you want, repeat them. Or transfer them onto transfer plastic. It's entirely up to you, but look, just beautiful. And this again is stepping your quilting up, isn't it, to the next level. Look at these, and it changes completely the look of your quilt. Just gorgeous. And 16 different designers have been responsible for this book, so it's not just one person's work. 16 different top quilters in here. There you go. Now, lots of new buyers today, which is lovely. Hello, well done, welcome. Now, if you are spending over £10 today, so say it's just the book that you're getting, and that doesn't include your P&P. So if you're spending over £10, we will give you, just as a hello, 2 meters of fabric. Randomly selected fabric. I like that, kind of a lucky dip of fabric. That makes me very happy. So that's for any order over £10. Oh, something else that we need to do? Oh, yes, Producer Paul, you're quite right. Yes, now, data protection, all that malarkey is changing, and so everybody that's already signed up to our mailing list, you've got to re-sign up, because otherwise we can't use your address anymore. So it just takes a moment. So if you want to find out different competitions, things that are coming up, what we've got coming up on the shows, exclusive offers, then this is the way to do it. I'm afraid even if you are already signed up, we will stop sending you notifications. By law, we have to. You're going to be getting a lot of these from a lot of different companies, but this is how you can go to sewingquarter.com/sign up and make sure that you continue to get all of the information that you want. Yeah, lovely. Oh, now, lots of you knew, we had this on the show the other day, and we've only got 10 of these left because we had this on the show the other day, but lots of you new to quilting. And you will hear me say many, many, many times, if you are starting out, buy good quality. Please buy good quality. So this is your quilting starter kit. So you're getting a great quality cutting mat in here, self-healing. What that means is that when you make a cut, the fabric of the cutting mat goes back, so that then when you cut again, you're not having to cut over like a juddery bit. So it's going to give you a nice smooth cut every time. What we've also got in here is a ruler, so a really handy size 6.5-inch ruler there for you to start cutting your blocks and trimming. And then we've also got an Alpha rotary cutter, so all great quality. I bought a cheap rotary cutter thinking it would do the job fine. It didn't. It absolutely didn't, and nearly put me off quilting completely. So please do buy a good quality one. That's what I don't mind which of our ones you buy, but make sure they are all good quality. So $38.99. Once you get good quality, you're setting yourself up for success, aren't you? And that's the way it is. Otherwise, you just waste your money. So $38.99 sets you up with a cutting mat, a ruler, and your rotary cutter all ready to go. There you go, handy. Very, very handy. And that's from a trusted quilting brand as well. Now, we are nearly out of time for this hour. Please check out on the things that you want. Well done if you managed to get all of the Tula Pink. Awesome. A little bit envious there. And now, after the break, change of pace with Jane. We're doing some English paper piecing with one of my all-time favourite books. This is what we're making. Gorgeous, beautiful, and that is made with Liberty fabrics. So if you want Liberty, if you want English paper piecing, if you want just sheer beauty, then that is coming up after the break. Jane will be back, so don't go anywhere. Now, you could use a bit of Tula Pink as well, but we've got some beautiful Liberty fabrics for you, so keeping everything nice and classic and beautiful after this short break.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. Throw kisses to the misses as we bring you a brand new stylish jacket pattern, the McCall's Mrs. Jacket. On Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, Amanda Wyatt is in the studio sharing her tips and tricks with you to make this wearable and comfy piece in some utterly divine crepe fabrics. This daywear jacket can be tweaked to perfection. Add flared sleeves, extend the jacket to skim you at mid-length, or crop it at the hip. From maroons to powder blue, we've put together a selection of linings and crepes to suit your outfit choice. So be sure to watch Amanda's jacket making workshop on Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue comes with a free gift.
Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So be sure not to miss out on Joe's Pink Piglet on Friday, the 27th of April at 9 a.m. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. On Wednesday, the 25th of April, we're sending you Hexy Kisses as Lucy Brennan will be creating the prettiest Hexy quilt by Jen Kingwell. This sweet quilt is created out of diamond and hexagonal shapes coming together to give the illusion of delicate cross kisses. The quilt contrasts dotty fabric with a selection of floral and stylish patterns, perfect for adding a subtle splash of colour to your room. So join us on Wednesday the 25th of April at 9 a.m, where Lucy will be demonstrating the Hexy Kisses quilt. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
This is what we're making this hour. So welcome back. Thank you for joining us this hour. Isn't it beautiful? English paper piece. Absolutely stunning. Some beautiful Liberty fabrics in there from one of our favourite books. Oh, yes. Right, let's start. Let's show you. Should we start with those colourways? Now, this book, without doubt, this is my English paper piece and go-to book, and I aspire to do everything in there. I think when Jane and I were talking about this book this morning, Jane's going to be with us in just a moment, we both agreed there is not a duff project in here. We love every single one. Now, this is the only way to get this book this morning. We've put it in a kit with you so that you've got beautiful fabrics for your journey straight up. So just, you've got all of your bits and bobs. You're getting 2 meters of fabric, and which is a whole meter of Liberty in there. But the projects in the book are just divine. We've done some of these in the past, but they're just, I want to make every single one of them. Look at that. One day, imagine that in some Tula or something. It's just, whoa, beautiful, beautiful. Now, the lady that wrote this is Sharon Burgess, incredibly talented. And look, here we go. This is the star cushion that we're going with today, our version of. You do get in the back the templates for this, if I can find it. So if you've got template plastic, you can just transfer those templates, which we've got for you, so we'll show you that later. So in this bundle, you will get the book. I like that because then it makes it a never-ending bundle. You will always have the book. You will always have that inspiration. We've also put 2 meters of fabric, a meter of which is Liberty. Does it get any better than that? And some thread. So this is your Liberty fabric. Very, very beautiful. There are your 2 Liberties. Now, this is Liberty's new lawn, quilting weight. It's not lawn. Okay, so I know that we're very used to having Liberty lawn. No, 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 no. This is quilting weight. Liberty have started doing that. So you've got a meter of your Liberty there. Then you've got your sunshine, and then you've got your antique white. This is everything that you're getting in that bundle. Just gorgeous. Doesn't it go beautifully with the front cover? And that's the cushion that we made with it. Here. So that cushion there was made out of that bundle there. So if you want to do pretty much that, then you can do it with that bundle there. Beautiful. Different colorways for you, but still the book and the thread. Now this one is also Liberty. a bit of a different feel for Liberty, I feel. But you get a 1/2 metre. It's kind of peachy, it's nice, very nice. And then you've got your blue as well. And then we've put in some spot on, and we've also put in just a plain to make everything, pull everything together, make it all gorgeous, and your thread and your book. But this is your Liberty. Lovely, different feel for Liberty there. Now, that's called Country Path, that fabric. Now, if I push those forward enough, then I can move my cushion over to there. So you notice that it's now my cushion, Jane. Sorry, it's my cushion. Now, here we go. Next one. All the pinks, beautiful, pretty pinks. So again, your book and your thread. And then look, this is Liberty, isn't it? Through and through. We know it. So 1 metre of Liberty in this bundle, a 1/2 metre there. Love that. 1/2 metre there. And then we've given you a pink spot on. And again, that plain, which is going to pull all of these beautiful colours together. This is the pretty, pretty, pretty one, isn't it? There you go. So you've got Daisy Shadow and Newland what? Newland Morning Dew is your Liberty. I kind of, in my head, thought it was a Newland. That's why I kept trying to say that you were saying that, but you weren't. Right, now, there's your book again and your thread. And this is your last option. Love this. So you've got 2 different colourways of this fabric. So this is your blue. And then you've got a green version. And then you've got your blue spot on there. And again, your plain. But you see, where could you buy a Liberty cushion? You're going to have fabric left over as well, which is brilliant. So you can maybe then start some of the other projects in the book, because you'll still have the book. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, the lady that's going to show us how to put this together is fabulous Jane. Here's what we're making. Hey, Jane.
Hello.
How are you doing? Welcome back.
Thank you.
So a little change of pace. Big star, little star. Gorgeous.
English paper piecing, nice and calm. Sit with it, have it in your bag, take it wherever you go. While you're waiting for the kids while they're swimming, you can do a little bit, all that sort of thing.
Yes, yes.
It's a nice, have it all set up and ready to go, and you can take it. It's a nice portable project.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Just make sure you do it under a good light. Not like I did the other night. We were watching Paddington Bear 2. Bad light, English paper piecing, crick neck. Bad.
Oh, no.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. So yeah, make sure your lighting is good, and then off you go.
So we're going to make a star.
It's a bit good, this, isn't it?
This is lovely.
Let me show you this. Haven't tackled stars yet. Done the old hexies. Big fan of hexies.
Yeah, I like hexies.
And it's funny because I'm very happy to English paper piece hexies, and yet I very rarely sew them with a machine.
No, well, it's a little bit more difficult with a machine to do hexagons. You can do the big ones quite easily, but tiny ones are quite hard.
Beautiful.
So we made the template by tracing off the 2-inch 6-point star. It's in the back of the book. There. We placed the template plastic over the top and used a ruler to keep the line straight and traced it through.
Right, and there you go, you've cut it all up. We'll quickly give you all the details for the template plastic. It's just one of those things handy to have in your stash. Once you've got that template plastic, there it is.
I labelled it as well. I always do this because otherwise you end up with all these bits of plastic and you're never sure if they're actually what you need.
Which one?
Or if it's just an offcut.
Yes, yes.
So it's got a label on it, 2-inch diamond, just so that we know what it is.
Fabulous.
Okay.
So we've got all of those templates in the back, and then if I show you the instructions for the cushion in the front, they're very clear, aren't they?
They are. She gives you, in the beginning of the book, she gives you all the techniques, all the processes for what equipment you need, how to do it, all the projects, but you've got all your equipment, how to trace the shapes over.
And I'm glad, because even with scallops, which we might be a little bit worried about, it's all covered there. And here we go. This is what we're going to be looking at down there.
Yeah.
Nice. And so then when you come to do the projects, she's not having to reiterate it. You've already got it there.
She says, and in here she'll say refer to, and she'll get. I think it does give you the page for where that bit is.
Let's have a look. Yes, see glue basting in the techniques section.
Yeah.
Yes. Fab. There you go.
Okay. So we need 2.5 inch squares, 36 of. That's for the border around the edge of the cushion here.
Now, my question about that. Do you English paper piece that, or did you machine that?
That is machined, and it's only the middle section with the
Right.
diamonds on that is actually paper pieced.
Oh,
All the
okay.
rest is machined, and that's per the instructions here. It wasn't me just cutting corners and making it quick. You
Wasn't just
can do
making
it.
it up.
You can do it hand pieced if you wanted to. There's nothing to stop you. If you like hand sewing, you cut your square with your 1/4 inch and you hand sew it. It's, you know, you can do it. It's easy to do, and so it's not essential that it's done on machine.
Okay. So you're going to do, all of these are going to be done on the machine. This bit is English paper piece.
Yes.
So it's a game of two halves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once we've made the template, we then draw around the template. You need, she says here exactly how many, 48 of these diamonds done.
Okay.
You could draw your diamonds out onto a piece of paper and then photocopy it onto stiffer paper card if you wanted to, and then you've got them all ready
Yes.
there and you don't have
Yes.
to keep doing them. When you draw around a template, use the finest pencil you can and angle your pencil in towards the template.
I didn't realise there was a technique to this as well.
It's just so that you get as close in to the template as you can.
Okay.
Wobbling here a little bit, but angling the pencil in. This keeps it close to the edge. If you placed your pencil straight down, you've got the edge of your pencil and it forms a gap.
So you've
added. You're adding
just a little bit without even realising.
Yeah, so sort of angle your pencil in so you're up against the edge of the template.
Okay.
And then when you're cutting out, and I've brought my own paper scissors from home with a Minnie Mouse on.
As you do.
Just because.
As you do. Now, you can also do this with a rotary cutter, can't you?
You could,
if
yes.
you want to. And that's where we were saying earlier, in the earlier hour, keep your old blades for cutting paper, because now is a perfect time for doing that. If you don't want to cut out these individually with your scissors, then by all means go in with a rotary cutter.
If you're going to use a rotary cutter, don't be tempted to cut around your template plastic. It's too flimsy and you will trim bits off unwittingly
So
to
still
the point.
cut, still draw.
So draw around it and then place your ruler on the line and rotary cut like that.
Perfect.
It's very tempting to use your template plastic and think, oh, I can use that as a guide, but you will find that you cut into it because it's so much thinner. Your blade isn't up against it.
Yes.
It hasn't got a
now,
guide.
Helen in Derbyshire's messaging, she said, this is what I'm making at this very moment. Struggling with making the centre join up neatly. Any tips?
Yeah, we'll go through that in a second.
Okay, so stay tuned, Helen.
Just
don't go anywhere.
So when you're cutting it out, just cut slightly inside the pencil line as well.
So that allows
it's sort of, if you go on the outside, you're adding a bit more.
Yeah.
It's like we said about your seam allowance. It doesn't really matter, because if you're consistent, you're always going to get the same effect.
Okay.
Now, I've just realised I've come without my glue pen. I've left it in the...
we can get you a glue pen. That's all right.
To show how to do the basting. Because you can tack onto your papers, or using the glue pen, which I can get.
Oh, now, here we go.
I've got one there. Lovely.
It's even got glue in it.
Yay!
Happy days. There you go. These are brilliant. I know some of you are traditional and you love to hand tack. For me, it's all about the glue.
It just makes it quicker to get on with the fun bit, which is the sewing, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So, a little bit of glue on the one side and place it on the fabric. Now, I'm avoiding the selvage because of the spotty bits, and I'm keeping it close to the edge there. And I'm going to just line those up. You want at least 1/2 inch between because you want your 1/4 inch seam
Yeah.
allowance.
£5.99 for the glue pen, and that comes with a refill as well.
So you can just place them all on your fabric first if you want to, or you can do them individually. It's entirely up to you, but I put all mine down, then cut in rows and then cut
do
it up.
you?
Yeah, because it just, again, saves that little bit of
You
time.
get into a bit of a production line.
Yeah, I tend to cut all my papers out, then stick them onto the fabric and baste them all,
Right.
and then they're all done,
Yes.
and then I can get on with the sewing. So you've got like a
Everyone preps in different ways,
prep,
don't they?
you know,
It's
some people like to
fascinating.
do it one at a time and say what you need,
Mm-hmm.
and then others like to have a production, and I like to have all of them in together, you know,
Okay,
so that I've
yes.
got all the pieces there, so I can just dib in and out and do it as I need to.
Okay.
You've got absolutely masses of fabric here. You'll have loads left over for this project.
Well, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? You're
Yeah.
going to be able to do so many other projects. You're getting 2 meters of fabric here. This is the only way to get the book today. It's not a hardship, is it, to be able to get it with a metre of Liberty and a metre of other fabric as well?
No.
2 meters of fabric and thread all in together.
And the book.
We love the book. We're big fans of the book.
So what I'm going to do, base the edge of the card, opposite sides.
Mm-hmm. Opposites first?
Yeah, pull
Okay.
the fabric up
Yeah.
and just push it across the edge like that,
Okay.
okay? And then turn it round and base the opposite again. And I'll put a bit of glue on the fabric and you'll get, that'll just hold it down there.
Now the glue is a non-permanent glue, so you can then easily take the paper plate templates out. So don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
it's temporary and
And it dries clear too,
dries
doesn't
clear,
it?
yeah.
So you're not actually going in with a bright, luminous colour.
Just be careful of your points and make sure that you've brought your fabric right down when you bring in your fabric at this point. Now you can see I've got one with the fold facing that way and one facing down.
Yes.
That's deliberate. It does help you, Helen, when you're doing your joining. Makes it
Ah,
life
there you
flatter.
go, Helen. So you should have one going one way, one going the other.
It just helps when you put in the pieces together.
So Helen, have you got that? That's Helen in Derbyshire. Is that what's happening? Yes, Producer Paul. Producer Paul's just done a little search for Liberty cushions.
Yeah.
£115.
My goodness.
110, 95, 71 pounds. Is that for 80 pounds? Is that including the cushion or is that just for the cushion cover? It's just for the cushion cover.
My goodness. You can't believe that, can you?
So you're getting the
So
book
that price of the fabric and the book.
and a metre of Liberty and another metre of fabric as well
Yeah.
for less than half of all those prices.
And you'd be able to make 4 cushions with the amount of fabric you've got, at least.
There you go. Sell a few.
Should start a production line.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you'll be able to buy more.
Brilliant.
Oh, you do need to check out, apparently, Producer Paul's giving us that warning already. The most popular is this one, which is the one that you've already made.
It's beautiful colours.
Half
Very
of that stock
sunshiny.
has already gone. Well, apparently there's going to be sunshine today, so we're reliably informed.
Yeah.
Is there now? I don't know. We've got no windows in here.
No. It was a bit murky this morning when we arrived, wasn't it? Mind
Yeah.
you, it was still dark.
Saving
partly.
its excitement for later.
So we're going to, not
That's
with that
your
one.
sunshine one. That's the most popular one.
We're going to join them together in 3s
Okay.
to make a half. Okay. So all in the same orientation. So decide how you want your starter look, and once you've made all your triangles, you can play. You can move the colours around. You can and see how they work. Put them right sides together. And you're going to have one of the tags facing upwards, but that's okay.
Okay.
You're going to take a length of thread. You don't want your thread too long because you don't want it to tangle.
Yeah.
I always thread as it comes off the reel, so that the thread comes off the reel and that's the end that you put into your needle,
Right.
because that's the way the thread is woven,
Oh,
spun,
okay. Right. Yeah.
and that stops it tangling. you can use some of the thread conditioner, beeswax, whatever, just to run
We've got
through.
Thread Magic, and I have to say I've got a little thing of that stuck onto my needle threader.
That's a good idea.
So that I then, as I take it off, I coat my thread.
Brilliant idea.
And then and it means that my threads never knot, and it's just fab.
Yeah. I don't start with a knot.
No, I don't either. Lots do, but
I'm
not for me.
not a fan of the knot for paper piecing. So right sides together, edge to edge, and then I go straight across, and I'm not starting right on the point either.
What? Hang on, why not?
Just because it's very bulky there.
Right.
And you're adding to the bulk, and also it gives you a little bit more manoeuvrability if you're not quite in it. I mean, I'm not miles away from the corner.
Yes, we're talking about like 2 millimetres, aren't we, out? Yeah, okay.
So straight up,
yeah.
leave a little bit of a tail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave a longer than I wouldn't leave that length normally. Go back into the same stitch virtually, making sure that tail is then inside the loop.
Oh, so it forms its own knot.
Yeah, and that pulls it across. So then I'm going to just go back behind and do a stitch, and then go forward. And I keep the needle straight, so I'm going between the two fabrics. I'm only catching a couple of threads of the fabric. You can feel with your needle the card.
You can, can't you?
Yeah.
Once you get into the swing of things, it's like, yeah, I feel that.
You don't really want to sew the card. It doesn't matter if you catch the card, but you don't want to be sewing through the card. You're literally just catching a couple of threads of the fabric to keep them together. And that stitch then brings that piece of thread down. And that just, as you go along, that catches that thread in, and I'll hold it down and stop it coming undone. As I say, I wouldn't normally leave this length of thread. It would only be a small piece.
And at what sort of intervals are you putting your stitching in? Every sort of couple of mil?
Yeah, not close together, but not too close together, and not massively far apart either. Less than 1/8 of an inch, but you know, not right on top of each other. And I'm always going opposite, straight up with the stitch.
Yeah, no, why straight up?
It just makes a neater finish because you will see your stitching on the other side, but you've got little straight stitches there.
Okay.
And it just, in my mind, it just gives a neater finish.
So here we go. I don't know how close we can get in, but you will see, and that's part of the charm for me. And you will see the odd stitch, but as Jane said, it just means that there'll be...
Barbara Cheney, who is an internationally renowned teacher and quilter and does exquisite hand quilting, she has judged and been judged, and she says they're quite happy to see stitching on the front with English paper piecing. It is allowed. They don't expect you not to be able to see the stitching.
No, absolutely.
So, you know, in competition,
if it's good enough for her.
Competition standard.
There are competitions,
yes.
I guess, yeah.
They're happy to see the stitching on the front. Obviously, they judge on the neatness of the stitching, but they expect to see stitching with English paper piecing.
Wow.
So I go all the way up. I've probably gone a little bit wider than I would do for speed. As I get to the corner, to the edge, I'm just going to come in a little bit closer and make my stitches closer together.
Oh, really?
Just because this is sort of like a weak point, if you like, where the points meet, and everything comes together. Yeah, everything's coming together. And then when I get to the very point, I'll just do a couple of stitches on the spot.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to finish off at this point. You could stop, make a knot, stop and go. But because I'm going to come down this side...
Would you just add the next one on and go again?
I'm going to put it right sides together, turn it round, move that piece out of the way. You can just pull it back, it'll come unglued. And then go back into the corner there.
So you're not having to rethread, you're not having to restart?
No, you don't have to restart. It saves you thread if you want to be pernickety about it, but it just saves time, really.
Okay. Now, someone's asked, could you machine the English paper piecing?
You could. it would take you a long time. The beauty of English paper piecing is that you can use very small pieces.
Yes.
And unusual irregular shapes.
Yes.
Because I can show you when I put the inset one in, you can bend the cardboard to get it to fit in. You can do diamond on the machine. You have to think about your colour placements and stuff like that, but you can do it in rows. It would be easy to do. But I think
I've seen it with a tiny zigzag.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's the way that it has to be done, with just a very, very tiny zigzag. So you would see the stitches, you would kind of lay them flat, wouldn't you? And then just go...
Yeah, over the top.
Yeah.
But I think really...
That's how you would...
That is not the effect that you're going for, is it, with paper piecing?
You could, I mean, so if
you could do the piecing on the machine, but you'd have a lot of pivots and things.
The thing for your English paper piecing is that, like you say, it allows you to do these smaller, more awkward sizes that you would struggle with under the machine.
Yeah, and it gives you a little bit of quiet sewing time.
Oh, that's nice. Waiting for the kids to do
and also like, you know, you can just take, once you've got them all prepped like this, you can stick them in a freezer bag or a seal lock bag or whatever, and just take them with you in your handbag wherever you go. So that, you know, if you're sitting on a train, you can do some sewing, waiting for children at any club, after school club that they're doing.
I have to go down the motorway, two motorways, to go and pick Freddie up after school. So I always leave myself ample time, because there's nothing worse than being late for a little one, is there?
No.
So invariably I'm sort of 15 minutes, 20 minutes early, you know, on a good run.
Yeah.
Which means I'm then like, it's not really enough time to go and do anything.
No.
But if I keep this in the glove box.
Yeah, you've got something just to keep your hands busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep me out of
listen
trouble.
to the radio. So when you get to the end, you just, again, as I've got nearer, my stitches have got closer together.
Okay.
Couple of stitches on the spot, and then through the loop. I do that a couple of times just to be sure. You can take your thread into the edge and up if you want to. I tend not to, I just cut it off at the knot.
Okay.
But you can do that, and that just hides your thread into the seam if you want to do that way.
If you're really neat about it. Alison in Cheshire. Morning, Ali. She says, good morning, ladies. I am loving this morning's shows. So lovely to see Jane, and thank you for all of your fabulous tutorials. Love Ali.
Oh, well, thank you, Ali,
for joining us.
Kind of
she's been on holiday, has Ali. So she's catching up everything. So, and another message. Diana in Cumbria. Wow! Cushion kit ordered. She's gone for the sunshine. The one that you make here.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. My husband wants to know where I'm going to keep all my stuff. Well, I mean, on our fan page, we've seen some husbands that have made some amazing she-sheds for their lovely wives and all sorts.
Yes.
So, a quick note about the sunshine kit. Yes, here it is. Now, we didn't have a huge stock of this. We've got 2 left.
Oh dear.
Basically. But well done. If it's in your basket at the moment, we can't guarantee it because it's been incredibly popular. I'm not surprised. There is something about the Liberty print, isn't there? So beautiful.
Especially with that little bit of linear yellow, just really pops it.
It does, doesn't it?
Really and I can see it better now, looking at it on the screen. I can see how that yellow just pops out the colours in the fabric.
Jane, there's one left. Gosh, please check out. Danny, you're very, very, very wise to get that quickly. Tell me, is this the first time that you've worked with Liberty quilting weight?
It's not actually, because I did another project with the Liberty quilting weight, but it is lovely fabric.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Really beautiful.
Nice. And I don't know whether I'll get into trouble for saying this, but I actually prefer the Liberty quilting weight to the actual Liberty fabric. I find Liberty lawn quite tightly woven and difficult to sew for from a quilter's point of view. Beautiful fabric, lovely for dressmaking and things like that. But from a patchwork and quilting point of view, because the wave is closer, it's a little bit harder to sew.
Yeah.
Whereas this quilting weight is just, well, it's perfect because it's quilting weight.
Well, that's what it's been designed for, isn't it? And we're very lucky to be able to stock it as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, Liberty, they've got warehouses, haven't they, full of prints and things to be able to go back on.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done. They've gone back through all of their fabrics and gone, right, we'll have this, this and this and this.
And it's lovely.
Beautiful.
I mean, this blue and the green together are really lovely, and it just pulls it out. And you can use any colour, couldn't you? You could use the orange to lift it out.
Could. Yeah, yeah. There's lots in there to play with, and you just know that it's Liberty.
So we would sew that together now, and you'll make, count out, she tells you, but you can see you need 3 big stars, and then you need 3 with 4 on, and then the background ones,
Yeah, let me show you these.
you can see I've done 3 halves with the pattern in the middle and 2 plain.
So 1, 2, 3 of the big ones, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 kind of half ones, and then as Jane was just saying, there you go, something like that. Fab. Have I got it all upside down? I was like looking at the picture. And we're going to go and have a look at fabrics in just one moment. I've got a couple of messages. Marilyn in Nottinghamshire says, love the show, fantastic demonstration. Can't speak today. Bought the kit, taking it on my cruise trip.
Brilliant
Nice.
idea, yes.
Well, that's perfect, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you do have that downtime in between where you get dropped off to look at stuff. Is my understanding of cruises from my in-laws. Justin in Northumberland says, or Justine, sorry, says, good morning, ladies. Would you say that this is a beginner's pattern? Thank you. Oh, hang on. And then she signed it Ruth. Well, I'm very confused then who that's actually
right.
from. We'll go with Ruth. Hello, Ruth.
Yes, you could do this as a beginner. It's quite straightforward. And the book is just the instructions at the beginning. They're very clear. They show you the basics of the stitch to use, how to baste. All the templates are in the back. So the book is a real comprehensive guide to paper piecing.
It's a full workshop as well, isn't it?
I mean, I know the one on the front of the book is stunning and may put beginners off, but it's only because it's what we call fussy cut. So it's the placement of the template on the paper, on the fabric.
It looks like mandalas, doesn't it?
It does, and it gives a stunning
stunning
effect. But the star cushion is a very basic one to start with.
The other thing, Ruth, to bear in mind is that you've got lots of different designs in there. So if you are an experienced English paper piece and you want to go in with that full-blown one that's on the front, then that's absolutely fine. But there are also smaller projects in there just to get your eye in, just to get your hand in. You're going to have lots of fabric left over to do.
Yeah.
So talking of fabrics, I'll go and have a look.
Yeah, there's a little pin cushion in the back there that you can have a go at, and needle case. There's book covers. I love that pin cushion.
That's pretty, isn't it? Yes.
That is lovely. That's done with hexagons and diamonds. I think I made that, but for here before when we first had the book. I mean, they fussy cut the fabric, but you don't have to fussy cut it. You can just do it with ordinary.
The Tilda fabrics would be
Yeah,
nice
they
for
would
that as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I think that's another reason I'm really drawn to the book, is that
Yes,
they use all the sorts of fabrics I love.
Yeah, the fabrics she's chosen are very nice.
And talking of fabrics, I'm going to pop over, have a look at fabrics, and then I'm going to come back and join you
Okay,
for a bit more.
lovely.
Yay! Oh, the sunshine version has sold out. Well done to everyone that managed to get that. I will just remove that so that I'm not tempting you with it anymore. The which one first? The pinks. Yes, I love the pinks. We've called it raspberry, but pink, isn't it? There's your book. Oh, Paul's search found cushions, Liberty cushions and this is just the covers, for £100+. What you're getting here is a gorgeous book stuffed full of creative ideas. And this is the only way to get the book today with us. There you go, lots of different ideas and different projects for you, for whatever level you're at. Just get your confidence and get making. That's what I say. Start with something small, work your way up. This is the star cushion that we're doing today. Then what we've added in is a whole metre of Liberty. So half a metre here. Love this. I think this might be one of my favourite bundles. Look at that. Just gorgeous. So there are 2 Liberties. And then you've got your spot on, and then you've got your plain, which just pulls all of it together. Gorgeous. So 2 meters of fabric in there, a meter of which is your Liberty and your book and your thread. Lovely. Can we do the garden path one next? Because it's a bit more unusual. I don't know about you, I always think of Liberty as being very floral. So then, obviously your book and this. When I see this, which is your garden path, I'm like, yeah. Oh, we're limited on this one. I really liked it. And they're your 2 different half meters of Liberty. And then we've picked out your papaya spot and again your cream to really bring that through. Or is that ivory? Is that ivory today? Is it which one is it? When I can't see them against each other, it's difficult to see. It is ivory. There you go. Yeah. Ivory and papaya. Beautiful. Now, the last version is the one that Jane's actually using with the blues and the greens. Really lovely. And again, very, very obviously Liberty. There you go. So there's your 2 different Liberties, half a metre of each. Oh, half the stock of this gone as well, so please do check out. And then there's your blue and your ivory again on that one, I think. All there. Oh, it's antique white on that one. They're all very similar. And there we go. And of course your book and your thread. Fabulous. Now, if you're doing EPP, and again, this is your personal preference, if you want lawn weight, then we have that, and we've got 2 different sizes for you. So this is the blue one here, and these are 5-inch pre-cut Liberty squares, assorted squares in there for £14.99. You are getting 20 in there, pre-cut, good to go. So if you do like a bit of lawn weight, now, this doesn't have to be for EPP. This could just be for your normal quilting. It's entirely up to you. But if you do love that Liberty look and you love those colours, these are the blues and they're really beautiful. Really beautiful. So 5-inch pre-cuts. And this is it. I mean, how else are you going to get such an array? 75p each. Happy days. Very happy days. Maybe you're doing a small project. And that's okay, because I've got you covered as well. So if you would like your sort of pastel-y pinky tones, and these are 2.5-inch squares, beautiful, 36 of these, 36 for £9.99. I think these make beautiful pin cushions, journal covers, things like that, really lovely. Then that's £9.99, and again you get 36, all pre-cut. So if your cutting is a little bit wonky, don't worry, because it's all been done for you. And you get a lovely variety as well through there in your 36. And here they all are. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, now while we're here, has this not sold out yet? Oh! No, this is incredibly limited. This is brand new today. Tula Pink pre-cut hexes. These are 4 3/4-inch hexes. All pre-cut, good to go, and they're sort of in rainbow order. If everybody checks out, there are only 4 left. Please do check out, make sure that you've got this. Very lovely, very, very lovely. Beautiful. Don't miss out on that. £20.99. Jane, this is what we're making.
So I'm going to just show you how to put the insets in, the white, the background.
Is this a Y seam?
Yes. And this is where the paper piecing comes in handy, because you're not pivoting or anything like that, you're just folding it.
With a sewing machine, normally Y seams would strike fear into the heart of any...
You know how you were saying about how you don't like cutting 45 degrees?
Yes.
I'm a bit like that with Y seams.
Okay.
I'm a bit like,
okay.
Oh, do I have to?
Yes.
It just fills me with dread. But
with English paper piecing, it's kind of easier.
It's easier. I'm gonna do this quite quickly, so biggish, using bigger stitches than I would do normally.
Speed sewing.
Speed sewing English paper piecing.
In the most relaxing way possible.
Yes.
As we possibly can. Have you always English paper pieced, or was it something that you just picked up for a bit of rest and relaxation?
I think it's probably what was my first introduction to patchwork.
Oh, really?
I think most people who don't know the patchwork and quilting world, when you say patchwork to them, they think of hexagons over papers.
No, it's true, yes.
Because that's what everybody was doing in the sort of 60s and 70s, I think, was making quilts with leftover bits of fabric in over papers onto hexagons.
Right.
So I've got to the points there. Again, a couple of stitches on the spot just to reinforce the seam, if you like. And then we take it and we turn it and fold it.
And that's okay to do, isn't it? I
You can fold that because the papers, it doesn't matter, it's only paper, and then when you take the papers out, the fabric's not going to be
absolutely doesn't
creased
matter.
or anything.
No.
So just come back, lining up the points again, a couple of stitches in the corner just to reinforce that seam, and then sew along.
You know how we talked about pins in our first hour and,
Yes.
and the numerous pins there are?
Yeah.
Is there a type of needle that's good for this above others?
I'm using an embroidery number 9.
Right.
It's a slim needle and it's not too long.
Okay.
You don't want your needle to be too long.
Which is
you're
more to...
you're just fighting with
Yeah.
it. And it also helps you to keep your stitching small. The smaller your needle, the smaller your stitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you don't want, but you don't want too small a needle. So you could use your quilting needle, be perfect lengthwise, but you might find that your eye is a little bit too tiny to keep threading. It's entirely up to you.
If you do need needles, obviously we've got lots on the website, but what we do also have are your hand needles. And these are, between size 8 and size something else. I'll find out. £1.49. Let me see if I've got... Oh, no, here we go. No, this is...
There's a selection.
Oh,
there,
quilting
isn't there?
/ betweens.
Yeah.
What does that mean, betweens?
Betweens are another type of needle. They're just small.
Oh, okay.
I think they're called betweens because they're between embroidery and quilting, if that makes... I don't know, I might be making that up, but...
We don't have lots of these. They're £1.49, and there is done. So if you want that, and that's a size 8. There you go. Perfect.
So you go and fill in. You follow the pattern here because there's different... You could go all the way around the stars if you wanted to, and then add on. But I made half pieces with the background and that would fit into there, and then that's in that corner there.
Slot in.
That one will fit into there, and there'd be another one there. So that's the one side. Now,
And you're going to get a lot of fabric left over, aren't you?
you
with
are.
this?
You don't use that much at all. It's a question if you use 1/8 of the fabric that you're given in that metre piece.
Really?
Yeah, it's a vast amount of fabric for what you need. You'll make 3 or 4 cushions with the fabric that you've got.
Really?
That size, yeah.
Okay. And that's the
obviously
fronts.
I've used more because I've used it on the back, but you don't have to use
You could
that
use a
fabric.
plain,
Yeah.
couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could, yeah, absolutely.
If you were doing the backing with it, you'd probably get a couple of cushions because you need those bigger pieces. Just going back to what Helen was saying about the fabric not sitting and everything. When because I made all my pieces and they folded all the same way, when it comes to the middle, that all folds round. It's got a,
I see.
as it
Hang on,
lies
let
at
me
the
just show.
moment, it's got a bit of a point on it. But once the papers are out, that'll lie flat. But the pieces all sort of go
They
round.
concertina in, don't they? It's like a little merry-go-round of fabrics and they're all going round the same way. So they're all going anti-clockwise.
Yeah, and it
Excellent.
it makes it go. When you've come to take your papers out, and we'll just go over taking papers out. It will lie flatter.
Nice. Oh, beautiful.
So with this pattern, you're going to have an irregular shape, and you need to take the papers out and you need to trim it down to make it square to then add the borders on.
Okay.
I'll do it with this piece here, and I'll just take take the papers out. I use an unpicker because I just run it underneath.
Oh, that's
the
a good
fabric.
idea. I'm going to do that.
It just runs underneath and you're not in danger of tearing or pulling your fabric and distorting it. You can run the iron over it because the warmth of the iron melts the glue, and that makes it easier to come out as well.
Oh, just a quick one, says Producer Paul. The kit that you're using, this blue one, yes?
Yes.
If everyone checks out, there's one left. My word, it's that Liberty, isn't it?
It
just
is,
beautiful.
it's just pretty fabric.
It's a win-win combination, this beautiful, beautiful book. Stunning Liberty quilting weight fabric. A metre of that, so half a metre of each of those, and then another metre of fabric added on. Perfect.
So just gently ease it out, and then the papers should just pull out.
I find this bit, I like this bit.
It's very therapeutic.
Yes.
I mean, you can see as I've taken this paper, I have caught the edge, but I could use that again.
And of course. Absolutely.
What I don't recommend is that you take your papers out as you go.
Right.
Leave all your papers in your project. It's very tempting, particularly if you're doing a big hexagon grandmother's garden quilt, to start with the middle and then work your way out and start taking the papers out of the middle to then use on the next row round. The trouble with that is the weight of the fabric with the papers in starts to pull, and as it gets bigger, it pulls it. And so you're going to distort the middle bit. So it's better to leave all the papers in, particularly, as we know, with English paper piecing, it's probably a project that a big quilt that you're going to keep coming back to. So if you're taking papers out and then shoving it up and sticking it in a bag to go back to next time, it's gradually over time it's going to distort the middle bit.
Right.
So I'm just going to move all those to the one side. You will have, when you've taken all your papers out and everything, you're going to have the edge of the quilt for the cushion. You need to press that.
Do you want the oven on?
The oven on. Well, let's have the oven on. We'll do some baking as well.
Oh, honestly.
I think you might be hungry.
No, I'm brewing a fabulous headache this morning, and my brain is my words are just not there, so I do apologise. Right, so the oven may or may not be on, but the iron's on.
The iron's on.
It's of any use.
So we're going to press that, and it's going to. You're going to have all this extra bit here, which you're going to cut it through anyway. So just make sure that it's lying flat as you can get it. Really, you can trim it down. That one doesn't want to go. That's it.
But we'll press it in a minute.
We'll press
it. The oven's just heating up. 180 degrees. There we go.
Yeah. So if we just, this is just on the edge because we want to trim it. Mm-hmm. You're going to trim it to then put the border seam on. So
you've got to trim it with a seam allowance, I'm guessing.
Yes, you're going to need a seam allowance.
Oh, hello, great rulers again.
Yeah.
They're
so
handy,
you've got your 1/4 inch mark on the ruler here. I'm lining, it doesn't matter which line, but I'm using a line there to line up with that seam in the middle so that I know that it's straight. Because you're going to look at that and you're going to think, well, that's not right because it's not going through the point. Well, don't worry. You don't want it to go through the point. You can line up the edge, the point at the top and the bottom if you wanted to, just to make sure that you are straight.
But it's making sure you've got that 1/4 inch.
But you want the seam allowance, and I haven't got the rotary cutter with me
because we weren't going to do rotary cutting. Oh no!
But we can.
Hang on. I often have a little discreet one tucked away somewhere, but not today. We'll get one. There you go. Now on your screen are the graphics for the raspberry. Oh, the pink one. I like this one.
I love that one. It's
I
so
really
pretty.
like this one. Oh, we are running low on it. Please check out your baskets for it. It's beautiful, isn't it?
I really like that other one that you were showing with the red and the blue because it's not what you would consider classic Liberty.
No, it's not, is it?
I think it looks quite Scandi.
It's got a hint of it, hasn't it?
Oh, it's lovely. You can just see that made into cushions in your garden.
Beautiful.
In this lovely sunny weather that we're having, that
none
of us can
days.
see.
Yes. In the next 4 days that are sunny, we'll be there. Yeah. Okay, so we trim back with that seam allowance.
There we go. So those pieces are then gone. But you've got your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So when you sew your border on, you're going to come, it'll come to the point there. So you won't lose your points.
Perfect.
So that's, you'll make the whole piece with all the stars and everything in between.
So tips for these flat centres
is just to keep that bit there. Once you've taken your paper out and you've got it flat, give it a press. Just press it down, little press. I mean, it probably won't because the cardboard in there, but once
I give it a little press? Shall I try?
Yeah.
Hang on. Why not?
Because all of my, on that cushion that we've got here, all of my stars were doing that.
Oh, were
until
they?
I took the papers out and then pressed it, and they're nice and flat.
Oh, look at this. This reminds you know one of those whizzy things that you get at the beach. That's what that reminds me of. So you can see. Oh, Catherine wheel. Says producer Paul. Because they're all going in the same direction. So Helen, that's the way.
Yeah, if you try and, it's not always easy to do it, but because when you're putting your papers together, but because I've made all of mine go in the same direction,
yeah,
when you come to put them together, they'll naturally form that sort of pinwheely effect in the middle.
That's it, pinwheel.
It's just a little bit of thinking about it before you start type of thing. It's something that you pick up as you go along. When you're a beginner, you just want to get it done, isn't it? Don't you? But as you get more experience doing things, you pick up these things and think, oh, well, that would work if I just thought about that a bit more and did it.
Now, when you've done this front, how do you make it look as lovely as this? Do you then put wadding behind it? How do you then finish off that front?
You could quilt it if you wanted to. You could put wadding behind with a piece of muslin calico behind that. Quilt it, hand quilt it, machine quilt it, whichever you wanted to do. You'd have added the borders on beforehand. They're 2.5 inch squares that are mixed up to just make a pattern. You can do what you like with it. You've got enough fabric to have a play around. You could put more yellow in. You could do alternate yellow ones if you wanted to.
Well, you could just sash it if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't have to be pieced.
Beautiful. Oh, well, it is beautiful, isn't it? I think it's the same old thing, isn't it? If you're working with key ingredients, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like cooking. Great ingredients mean that you're going to get something beautiful at the end of it. Jane, thank you.
You're very welcome.
So much. When are you back again?
On the 30th.
Oh, are you? That's it. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.
Yes, and you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Right, now then. The raspberry one first because we're limited, says producer Paul. Okie schmoky. Here we go. So your thread, your book, which makes this possible. And again, your book stuffed full of inspiration, great ideas for all levels as well. So if you are beginning, don't worry. We've got you covered in here as well. Kind of workshoppy bits at the beginning. And then you've got all of your different projects in there. And now we've got 2 left of this one. So if you're after the raspberry one, if everybody checks out 2 left, 1 left if everybody checks out my word. So please do check out there. Now let's have a look at this one. This is the garden path one, which again is not necessarily what you would think of for Liberty, but it is. And I kind of like that it's a little unexpected. So you've got it in the blue and sort of the peach blush. Papaya spot on, and then your ivory in there as well. So 2 meters of fabric, plus a book, plus your thread. That's your whole bundle. That's the only way to get the book now as well. Absolutely lovely. What a beautiful, beautiful arrival that will be through your door. And the other one, again, look on the website. It's almost sold out. Now, if you want to make your own hexagons and you want to make your own templates, hang on, let me just show this. I might have to show this on here because otherwise it's really hard to see. Actually, what am I talking about? I've got a plain fabric here. Here we go. I'll pop it against there. So what this allows you to do is make your English paper piecing templates and cut your fabrics to whatever size you like. So you would just cut a strip of fabric and then cut, spin it, cut, and just line them up as you go. It's it's $6.99, and it goes all the way up to your 5.5 inch hexes, 5 different hexes in there. It's very, very handy to have, and also you can cut your templates and then you can cut your fabrics as well. So I would cut my template to fit that size, and then your fabric to allow for your seam allowance, and that's $6.99. Now we also had some liberties, and these are lawn, so this is a different weight. This is lawn fabrics, but they are pre-cut, and the beauty of these is that you're getting such a variety, and it's pre-cut, ready to go. Pre-cut's been very, very popular this morning. So here's your Alice Caroline, 36 of these, 2.5 inch squares, all pre-cut, good to go. Look how pretty they are together. Really beautiful. For under £10, happy days. What a lovely gift, actually, and easy to post. And then if you would like 20 of the 5 inch pre-cuts, and again, assorted colours here, all your blues, $14.99, and that's 5 inch squares, all cut, good to go. Beautiful. Please do check out that as well. Don't want anybody missing out. Now, if you saw the first hour that we had this morning with Jane, you will have been absolutely blown away by what is now one of my absolute favourite quilts, and that is the Paris Star Quilt. This is what it looks like. This is what we've been stood in front of. I just adore it. The colours, just gorgeous. Now what we've got for you today is an exclusive. So we took that quilt, we went to one of our distributors and said, look, we need colours like this. We need to have that ombre effect, which really makes this quilt work. And so they came up with this 21 fat quarters. You've got Kay Fassett in there, Anna Maria Horner. You've also got Amy Butler in there. You've got all sorts in there. Beautiful fabrics for $91.99. Utterly stunning. Really beautiful. And then you pick your planes. So HUXC16. Now after the break, I've got a bit of a treat for you, because I've got brand new Joel Dewberry fabrics, and they are exquisite, absolutely exquisite. Different colorways, absolutely gorgeous. I've got some beautiful fabric bundles for you, because let's face it, with so many different options of things, you know, to make, we need as many beautiful fabrics as we can get our hands on. So that's what I have for you coming up after the break. So don't go anywhere. They're all set out over there, looking gorgeous, ready to go after this very short break.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
There ain't no mountain high enough for Lucy Brennan as she shares with us her fabulous forest mountain quilt. Our expert quilt maker Lucy Brennan will show us how she sets about crafting this striking 74-inch quilt using her trusted Creative Grids rulers. The result is a glorious geometric forest filled with beautiful triangular trees. We've handcrafted a selection of styles to suit your home. Choose from cappuccino and steely greys for a crisp and modern feel. Feel perfectly pink with our quilt kit filled with ports, purples and flamingo hues. Or go for greens and create your own forest masterpiece with emerald, pistachio and spearmint solids. So don't miss Lucy's Forest Mountain Quilt on Thursday the 19th of April at 11 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Throw kisses to the misses as we bring you a brand new stylish jacket pattern, the McCall's Mrs. Jacket. On Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, Amanda Wyatt is in the studio sharing her tips and tricks with you to make this wearable and comfy piece in some utterly divine crepe fabrics. This daywear jacket can be tweaked to perfection. Add flared sleeves, extend the jacket to skim you at mid-length, or crop it at the hip. From maroons to powder blue, we've put together a selection of linings and crepes to suit your outfit choice. So be sure to watch Amanda's jacket making workshop on Sunday, the 22nd of April at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So, be sure not to miss out on Joe's Pink Piglet on Friday, the 27th of April at 9 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Hello, welcome back. I've got a couple of thank yous actually before we go any further. Not to you, producer Paul. Jeanette Thompson, thank you so much for the beautiful. Are they called matinee jackets? Knitted, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Love the one with the hood, absolutely stunning. Thank you so much. And Alison, the seeds have just arrived. Thank you very much. She's getting me gardening. Yeah. The greenhouse, the chickens are out the greenhouse and I'm going to get gardening. So thank you ever so much. Oh, how exciting. It's going to be vegetables all round. Now, I'll tell you what else is exciting. And then, oh, brand new Joel Dewberry and Tilda's and all sorts. I think there's something for every taste. I've got here, producer Paul, ones with sort of a lemony. Oh, this one, yeah, no, I've got the right one. Oh, this has not been to air before. I really rate Joel Dewberry, and actually when I first looked him up, what I was really pleased to see is that he's actually very highly rated amongst his peers as well, like really well respected. Beautiful fabrics, but he was a graphic designer, and I think that then when you see fabrics like this, you really get that. His play with colour is just beautiful. So this is the blush range from, the new range is Avalon, and then this is the blush colourway. So I'm just going to pop these out so you can really see. Look at that. Those of you that are gardeners are telling me exactly what, in fact, I'm not a gardener, we've already established that. I've just got a seed packet. I can't really claim to be a gardener yet. But what is that? It almost looks like an artichoke, doesn't it? I don't know if, do you see what I meant? Yeah, but I'm sure it's probably something far more exquisite than that. But just stunning fabrics, gorgeous colours. And so then, of course, we had to put some colours in that were going to really help bring these to life, because I know that when you have a designer fabric, what you need is something to make it go a little bit further. So 1/2 metre of each of these. We've done that tricky bit of colour matching for you. So you're going to get 1/2 metre, 1/2 metre, 1/2 metre. So 1.5 meters of Joel Dewberry, and then we've put in, oh, we've done a cracking job here. I don't know who did this colour match, but it's absolutely spot on. Vintage blue, mauve mist, and deep purple. Don't they work beautifully together? Loving that. And that is brand new today, £31.99. 3 meters of fabric. Yes. Now, next one. I'm going to go with the teals and the turquoises because they are really rather beautiful. Oh, look, that matches. Nice. Here we go. Again, brand new. Yeah, no, I know. It's the same fabric, but look at the colours. Just the difference in the colours. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I've got that the wrong way, haven't I? There you go. Look at that. Look at that. So 1/2 metre of that. 1/2 metre. And then, yo, but look at this. The other ones didn't look like they were leaping off the page. But this has got a 3D effect. And that's just through changing a bit of colour. Loving these. Oh, now look, here we go. Have we had any messages? Does anybody know what this is? Do we know? No. Beautiful. So, of course, we had to find you colours that were going to go, of course. So, I have got for you Glacier Grey. There it is. Let's pop that in there for you. Glacier, whatever. Tomato. Does anybody say potato? Potato? I don't know. There we go. And then the next one is, I've got aqua and I've got azure for you. Oh, look at those. Don't they work beautifully? As they are brand new, you know the drill. Means you've got to check out because I don't want anybody missing out today. We've had quite a few sellouts already this morning, so please do check out your baskets. Don't miss out on these. They are incredibly exquisite. Then our last brand new bundle. Oh, we haven't got as many of these. Why haven't we got any as many? Ooh. Oh. Berry. They are very nice too. Now, which way up is it? Up there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a popular one. Look at that. Yeah, stunning, isn't it? Don't they all look different in the different colourways? Now, of course, you could get them all and mix and match them through and it would just be a treat. I was just looking how some of the colours lead into all the different colours. So the one that we brought you first would work with some of the tones in here. Just lovely. Hey, this is another one where there's sort of the spots are jumping out at you. I really like that. I really like that. It's a completely different take on your polka dot, isn't it? Really do love that an awful lot. And just look, so you've got your chintz, you've got your spots. Oh, ooh, that's a bit special in that, isn't it? Look at that. Just stunning. So again, you're getting 1.5 meters of brand new Joel Dewberry and then 1.5 meters of plains to go with it, which is just fabulous. So let's have a look at these plains, shall we, so we can see where these are going. So our first plain is Glacier Grey. Again, very handy one in all of these. So I'll just tuck that in there. So these are brand new to air today. See, look, it's just picking up that highlight, isn't it? And then we also have for you, oh yeah, no, this is Damson. Ooh, very nice. And then I've also got dark blue. Oh, very nice. These are such well thought out bundles. I'm really enjoying these today. They're beautiful bundles, aren't they? Really, we're all really enjoying them. So, oh yeah. You know, and you can just really see why colours are in there and how it all works just so beautifully together. Ah, beautiful. Right, so that is our brand new fabrics. And I'm just going to pop these over there. The furthest away from me. Good, I do like a nice stretch. Oh, the pandas. Whoop. Oh, £10.99. Oh, where's my hangy thing? Well, we left it in the other room, didn't we? Oh, that was silly of us. There was a, what do they call it? Nappy hangy thing. So that was made out of these fabrics, and it was just fab. Half a metre of each of these. So you are getting half a metre of your baby blue, spot on, half a metre of your black, and then you've got your pandas on blue. Yeah. Who doesn't like a panda? A romping panda. Everybody loves a romping panda, right? Fabulous. Well, you know, he's just sort of rolling around about the place, isn't he? You'd say stomping, would you, Director Tim? Stomping, romping. This panda's getting up to it all. £10.99 for 1.5 metres of fabric. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. I don't know if, it could be an entire panda family, couldn't it? They could just all be pulling different poses, as you do for a family photo. But there they are, 100% cotton, 44 inches selvage to selvage. And there they are. And he's doing all sorts of things. Oh, look, this is a shy one. Shy one, what's going on here? Oh, he's just having a little nap. Oh, he had a bit too much to eat. That was how I felt last night. Oh, hello, Ruth. Oh, no, Ali again. Hello, Ali. She's Natasha. The leaves on the fabric look like horse chestnut, and the flowers are similar to those of the horse chestnut as well. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, Deborah's echoed that as well. Yes. She said the Joel Dewberry fabrics looks like stylised horse chestnut leaves and flowers. Nice. Nice. We'll go with that then, as two of you have said that. We'll go with that. Which is your favourite? Oh, your favourite Producer Ball. Oh, yeah. Producer Ball has a new favourite. Who's been so excited about this all morning. Actually, no, since we looked at the show on Sunday when we came off air. It's limited, but look at this. I mean, if ever you were going to have some colour in your life, check these out. Producer Ball says this is the best thing he's ever seen ever. Look at these. Now, basically, this is coming in 2 different colourways. Just check these out. They are brilliant. 1/2 metre of each. And here it is. This is what has got Producer Paul so excited this morning. So basically, it's a game of 2 halves here. So let's have a look at these to start off with. More flowers that I know I have in my garden and I really can't remember the names of. But there they are, looking lovely. Already you're adding this to the basket. Look at that, for a stripe. That's a completely different take on a stripe, isn't it? Just brilliant. And then I don't know what this is. It looks like, you know, in like sci-fi films where you go into the future in like a big swirly tunnel. Oh, it's a whirling dervish. Well, no wonder we can't pin them down. Just brilliant. So whirling dervish, bamboo, and what's this one? This is, it's just called Valentino. But this is from the Roaring 20s range. So I've got this colourway for you, but you know what? That wasn't enough. We've brought you 2 different colourways of this within the same bundle. So then maybe you want the blue backgrounds, and then you want different bamboo. Get off, pandas, not that sort of bamboo. And then, oh, look at this, this is fabulous. It's got such movement, hasn't it? This is your whirling dervish, isn't it just? And this is why Producer Paul was excited to come to work today, because of these. Look at that. Woohoo! Oh, Producer Paul says you've got to start checking out the baskets. Loads of you absolutely loving the new fabrics today. I don't blame you. It's a cracking show, this one. That's going to brighten your, well, it's going to brighten something up, isn't it? Your life, anybody else's life that you happen to, look at that. Yeah. Shall I spin that around so that you can just, there you go. There, oh, yeah. Oh, that changes it up a bit, doesn't it? Produce porcelain quilts. That happens when you work here. Oh, a shirt for John. A patchwork shirt for John. Fabulous. Hey, now, on a gentler note, a spot of Tilda for you. I have got the Dove. Now, within this is from her latest collection, Tilda's latest collection, which is the Lemon Tree collection. And this is possibly one of my favourites from there. So this is your hummingbird on a dove background. Beautiful. This dove colour is, you know, it's not quite white. And then you've got your flower field. Tilda will always create a beautiful ditzy. That's her beautiful ditzy for this range. And then what we've given you is the latte. You need soft colours. If you go in with a really bright white with Tilda, it doesn't quite work. So we'll always give you something creamy and gorgeous. In this case, a latte. Nice. So that's your flower field and that's your hummingbird. Unashamedly romantic and pretty, this one. Love it. 1/2 metre of each, 44 inches selvage to selvage, and all 100% cotton. So if you've absolutely loved the Tilda ranges and her latest range, then this is a great way to just boost your stash. Do you remember, Paul, Producer Paul, the very first show that we ever did, where we did 1/2 meters and put in a plain, just to make these go further, whether you're using it as a lining, whether you're using it just as a contrast, so that you know your eye can then appreciate other colours. That's what we like to do. Beautiful. Now, the next Tilda that I have for you is over here, which is the yellow one. Yes. I've got so much fabric on this desk. It's just wonderful. Oh, I know, I'm in heaven, absolute heaven. So here we have, look, wow, we've given you a brilliant orange in there. Yeah, that's your pumpkin. But it's there because, look what else is in there. Now, this is, oh, hello, Christina. She says, hi, Tasha, fantastic shows. Ooh, so many beautiful fabrics. I know, I put my hands on it all. How do I choose? It's a tough one, especially after receiving 8 parcels last week. It happens, Christina. Love from sunny Wiltshire. Oh, I'm glad the sun is out. Well done. Now, this is your boogie flower. This one. I love that it's got kind of a retro feel to it, hasn't it? It is, it's beautiful. Now, this is called Lemonade. And again, this is from the Lemon Tree collection. So you've got in here, you've got your birds, you've got your lemons in there. And it just is beautiful. And then if you want to team it with this nice pumpkin that we've got there, beautiful. I think this is quite unusual for Tilda to bring in such a retro design. I like it in there. Very nice, very nice. So if these are your kind of bright, summery colours, then Tilda says that she was inspired by, you know, do you remember those warm days? You know, the days where your washing on the line actually dries. Those days. That's what that was inspired by. Oh, now, here we go. If maybe you want it in greens. I've got it in greens too. That's your boogie. What, Producer Paul, you've just cut out. You like the green? Oh, it was most popular, wasn't it, the other day when we brought it to air? There you go. Now, we have less than 10 of these. So if you're after this today, please do check out your baskets. Just $18.99. You're getting 1 metre of Tilda and 1/2 metre of the green. And again, we've managed to do that thing where we go through our rails, we go through our racks, and we go, right, that's the green. That's the green that works beautifully with this, because it's difficult for you to do that on your screens. So there it is. So you've got your lemonade, your boogie, and then you've got your grass. So if you do have any of your children, you need anything by the half metre, your grass for your greens, green grass works an absolute treat. Fabulous. Now I know we're moving quickly, but we will come back and have a little recap. Oh, the ginger one. Oh, no, but. Okay, so in this one, what we have is, I want to say it's vintage blue. Yes, vintage blue. And then the reason that we've picked this with the ginger is because all of the lemon, this sounds weird, all of the lemons are blue. But it's true. All of the lemons are blue in here, so it really picks that up. So if I just take that out of the way for a moment, suddenly that's where your emphasis is. And I just think it's incredibly pretty. Very lovely there. So you really get those lemons coming through. But with that vintage blue, what you also get is a lovely contrast to your hummingbird. And of course, you've got those blues in the leaves there. It's just gorgeous. I love it very, very much. So whichever one you're going for, you know you can mix and match them through. It's going to be an absolute treat. Very, very beautiful. And this is, again, $18.99. 1.5 meters of Tilda. Now, if you, okay, these are all cut already. These are pre-cut to 0.5 meter. So if you are buying multiples, then just know it's not going to be it's not going to be like 1 meter length. They are already cut. So you'll get 2 lots of cuts. But if you do go onto the website, then we do have lots of fabrics on there. Buy the 0.5 meter that you can buy. Woo, great long continuous lengths. Yes, producer Paul, Tanya Whelan. I'm going to go with this one first because it's here. And yes, now, Tanya Whelan, this one, stone. This one's stone. The mint is the green one, isn't it? Yeah. So Tanya Whelan comes up with some really pretty designs. You might know a lot of her designs. She's regularly on the front of sort of your country type magazines. And her designs are incredibly beautiful. This is from the Pergola range. I think we can see why. So you've got beautiful roses in there. And you're getting 2 meters. So 1 meter Tanya Whelan. There's a 0.5 meter of the Pergola. But then, you see, you've got, look at that, gorgeous roses. And that, oh, gazebo, not pergola, gazebo. My apologies. And then what you've got in here is your ivory and your mocha, which, hang on, let me slot these through again. Just works a treat. So you've got those fabrics. It's very shabby chic, isn't it? That's it, your gazebo. Get the word pergola from, I don't know where I plucked that one from. So that's your gazebo, and you've got your rosebud in stone. Oh, it's just pretty, isn't it? You can see how those can be mixed and matched and worked through. Lovely. I do like Tanya Whelan. We've had some gorgeous prints of hers. Yeah, let's go mint next. So again, in your background, you've got nice plains, which are going to work a treat, so that then when we add those rosebuds in, look, already you can just see how well this is going to come together. Gorgeous. So that's your spearmint, and then you've got your rosebuds there, mint rosebud, and then again we've got ivory here, which is adding to that shabby chic feel. And then, there we go, that is your gazebo fabric there. Beautiful. Oh, Hayley Marshall says that, does she? She's saying, excellent job selling her bundles. She's taking ownership of these today. So she put all of these bundles together, all of them. Hayley, did you put all of them together? Because cracking this morning. Love it. Love it. Ooh. We should get her on. She can come and take the glory. So again, here's your Tanya Whelan again. Oh, look at this one. Nice. So with this, we have got ocean blue. This is your toile. Lovely. And then, oh no, it's your small, sorry, that's your small floral. And then You've got your vintage blue. And then this one, this is your blue gazebo toile. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So here, that vintage blue is in the window of the gazebo, and that's how this one's been pulled together. Love it, love it, love it. Do you want to see this in more depth? So you're getting 1/2 metre, so that's how much you're getting. So selvage to selvage, 1/2 metre, 44 inches selvage to selvage. Isn't it pretty? It almost looks like it could be a Chinese lantern, doesn't it? I think it's quite a versatile one there. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. That's got to be up there as one of my favourite Tanya Whelans. And she's done a few. She's done a few. Actually, do you know what? She started sewing out of necessity. Just, you know, she couldn't afford, you know, expensive blinds and curtains for a flat. So she just started sewing and couldn't afford, you know, designer beautiful things for her and her daughter. So just started sewing them. It's amazing, isn't it? Gorgeous. Look at that. Love it. Which is your favourite this morning? Producer Paul, is there a favourite this morning? There is. Oh, it's the Dove Tilda sofa. Oh, I don't blame you. Should we have another quick look at that one then? Yeah. Oof. It would, of course, be the one that is furthest away from me. Here we go. So, there we go. This has got latte in the background, so 1/3 of this stock has already gone. I'm not surprised because this has always been such a popular fabric. We always sort of thought boudoir with this because it's so incredibly pretty. So you've got latte, you've got your flower field in yellow, and then you've got your dove hummingbird. The dove is the background colour. It's not like some sort of hybrid bird, but that's your hummingbird. And it just looks so different. I mean, we've seen it in the blue background as well. It looks so pretty like this. So, so pretty. I can imagine lots of cosmetic bag things sets being made out of this. Just exquisite. And of course you could fussy cut out the roses. It's very delicate, very feminine, and beautiful, beautiful quality. Very, very spoiled actually with the quality of our fabrics, I have to say. Which one, sorry? 2 more? Oh yeah. Look at this one. Now, here we go. This is from the Hello Love range, Heather Bailey. Oh, nice. So, again, this is one of those fabrics that is so incredibly versatile. Fussy cut strips, however you want to use it. But then look at the different colours that they've pulled together. I love it with that hit of pink in there. So we have got Guru Midnight from your Hello Love range from Heather Bailey. We have got, now this isn't a plain, this is your vanilla linear here. And then this is your deep orchid. I love that colour. And I love it, love it, love it with the aqua. And of course your aqua working beautifully there with Hello Love. There, what a stunning range. I love that that pink's in there. If I take out the deep orchid, then look. That, I mean, that's just lovely by itself, but I do enjoy it with that hit of orchid in there. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Enjoying that tremendously. Now, one last fabric bundle to show you. Then I've got a little bit of storage for you. So, yeah, I've got everything. Oh, now, how about this? Now, this is Amy Reba. This is from the Jitterbug range. Hoo-hoo! Yeah! Wow, if you love bright and vibrant, this is the one for you, isn't it? So this is your red bug from the Jitterbug. 1/2 metre of each. So you've got your linear, you've got your spot on, And then you've got your Christmas red in there as well. All of those, half a metre, 2 metres of fabric there for under 20 quid. Nice. 19.99. But look how that goes there with your sunshine. That's your linear sunshine. You've got some texture in there, your raspberry there, and then that Christmas red. Beautiful. All in this fabric. Look, ooh, lovely, lovely. It's a technical term. Like, wow. I think fabrics to suit most tastes on my table. I think, yeah. And launching brand new ones as well. Fabulous. Ooh. Now, come with me because I've got some storage, because let's face it, who was it that said earlier that her husband had said, but where are you going to put it all? Some of these maybe. I'm going to start down here because we've got a little caddy. I haven't seen this before and I'm rather taken with it. But sometimes you just need all of your things close to hand. And there you can have it. So you can put your rotary cutters and your scissors and bits and bobs in there. And just have it easily to hand. And that's perfect then, isn't it? You've got a little handle if you need to take it anywhere with you. But otherwise it can just... It's lovely, isn't it? Beautiful colours in there as well. Nice and bright and summery. There's a little bit of EPP on there as well, yes. It's just like they've watched today's shows, isn't it? There you go. So that's $16.99 now. Now, if you wanted something to match, why not? Ta-da! Here it is. You've even got your heron scissors on these as well. Look. Whoop. Look, there's your heron scissors. Now, this is a big old box, isn't it? You're going to fit in a lot in here. So, in here, you have got, of course, your pin cushion and your knick-knack, not knick-knack paddywhack, knick-knack pocket. The old knick-knack pocket, you know what I'm talking about. Then you've got your tray for all your goodies. And then loads of space for your fabrics and your bits and bobs down the bottom. It's very deep. This is a big, big box. This is fab. And do you know what? These last and last and last years. Nice squishy on top as well. My nanny, me and granddad, they bought me my first sewing box when I was 7. Still got it. Still got it. Brilliant. So you can have, you see, you can start to get a little collection going on. It's nice, isn't it? There. Now, the last one out of this collection is here. Now this is kind of PVC. So you've got lots of different pockets. And there you go, pockets at the end. This isn't, you know, you're not going to fit a sewing machine in here. I think it's more the pattern that's kind of a sewing type pattern in here. But I'll tell you what you have got in here, and that's lots of pockets. Oh wait, this isn't the right bag, is it? No, this isn't. This is your craft caddy bag. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't think we've got the right one there. No, there we go. Never mind. But what I do have is this. We'll see if we can rummage around in our warehouse and find the right one. Aha! The buttons on this, super cute. Let me open up this one. So this is your all-in-one black and white button bag. Oh, this one's new. Look, we've still got the paper in here. Now, this one we do love, Producer Paul, because if you're like me and you always dream of making something like this, and then you think, oh, no, hang on a minute, how many zips would I actually have to put in? And then you don't. So see-through, of course, you've got your PVC so that you can see exactly what you've got in there, be it your rulers, be it your part maids, be it whatever. And then you see a lot of our guests arrive with such beautiful things, stuffed full of all their knickknacks and bits and bobs. And then you've got space for all your tools. You've got here, these are all elasticated bits, so you can put your pens and your scissors and stuff in there. And again, these see-through containers, so that if you're going to a workshop, or even if you're just using it as storage, you know exactly what you've got in there, which is just fab. And actually, when it's all, oh, there's more. and another one there, either side, and nice and deep so you can really fill those pockets. Yeah. We've always been a fan of this, and actually, not the last time, the time before we bought this to wear, somebody messaged in and went, I've got it and I absolutely love it. Don't blame you. Now, let me get rid of that paper. One last thing to show you is, if you're going off to workshops, this is incredibly handy to have. Okay? So, if you're looking here, this is nice and padded, and actually there's some hard stuff in there as well, so it's going to keep everything nice and secure. You have got a little place to put all your needles. You've got a pin cushion in there which you can detach and take off. This is perfect for workshops and things like that. Again, zip pockets, little zip pockets split into 3. You can put all your pens and things in there. And there's attention to detail. You might wonder why there's a bow up there, but that is so that if you put your big expensive scissors in there, you can tie them in so that they're not flopping around all over the place. You've also got an over-the-shoulder carry handle should you wish. Nice elasticy things there so that, you know what I mean? It means that you can keep everything pulled down, and then you can pop your rulers in there as well, and your unfinished blocks. Pop your ruler in there. You've got space to pop that in there. $34.99, and then you can go off to your workshops, because lots of people do sort of a block a month, don't they? They go to workshops to do that. Perfect. And you'll fit your 12 by 12s in there, easy. One last thing, we found it. What's a different thing? It's our trolley. We haven't got a trolley. I've got a machine. Got that one. That one. Oh, is it called a sewing trolley bag? Oh. Now, we're limited on this, but whack it up on its wheels, spin it around, and off you go. Nice big pockets at the front, and that's all padded as well. So if you're putting rulers or anything like that in, that's absolutely fine. On the sides, you've got more pockets. Lots of pockets. That one's got a flap on it, the other hasn't. And then you've also got these. These are brilliant because bend your knees and lift, and you know you can lift this all up, because in here you do indeed fit your sewing machine. And we've tried our biggest sewing machines in here and they all fit. And the beauty is, if I just open that there, you've got Velcro straps. So if your machine is smaller, it doesn't matter, you just Velcro it into place. And you've also got some extra padding in there as well, so you can pad it wherever you need to, which is just fabulous. You've also got a large pocket on the front there, so you are heavily pocketed up, and actually this opens out flat. If I just do that and do that there, so that then you've got your bits and bobs in there. You do get a lot of storage with this, it's really handy. Still only paying £2.95 P&P to get this home as well. So it's very, very handy and very portable and swivels around. So if you are going off to workshops and you want to take your sewing machine with you, but you've still got lots of storage, then you can do it, or take it on the train. This is all padded as well. There's so much padding here, so everything that you've spent money on, you know, it's nice and safe. And then it's got, an extendable handle, telescopic. You can wheel it around all over the place. There you go. Yes, Producer Paul. If I saw the 8 o'clock show, yes, Producer Paul, you would have seen the quilt in the background. Yes, Producer Paul. And the kit that is available. Yes. We still have availability on the kit. Now, in the kit, let me explain how this works. You are getting 21 fat quarters. That is more than enough. In fact, we thought we'd just put 20 in there. Turns out we can't count. We've got 21 in there. So that's a little extra bonus for you. We asked one of our suppliers, we gave them the quilt behind me, and we asked them to come up with a smorgasbord of designers of different fabrics that would give that beautiful ombre effect that I've got behind with me. Now, If it's in your basket, please check out. I don't want anybody disappointed. At the moment, you're okay, but we're getting to that tipping point. So make the most. You've got Kay Fassett, Amy Butler in there. Who else did we get? Anna Maria Horner in there. All sorts of top quality designer fabrics in there. And that was put together for us, especially for us, so that you can make this quilt. Now, what I do need to say, and this is where the personalization of it comes in, is have a look on the page underneath where we're live, and we've put together a few little options of just plains to go with it. So we love the latte, the ecru, and, oh, was it biscuit? So the biscuit, the ecru, and the, was it vintage? No, it was ivory, wasn't it? It was ivory that I picked out for the background colour. Now, this is where it becomes personal choice as to which colour you want, but you are going to need 4 meters of fabric for the front, or 4.5 meters of fabric for the front. Okay, and that's in your plain colour, but that's for you to choose. And if you go onto our website, we sell lots by the ½ meter, so you can then choose how you want to do those colours. And so you know where it's going to go in your home. Now, the other thing that Jane helped us with this morning is English paper piecing. We only have 1 kit left. Now, the kit has got beautiful Liberty fabrics. This is what the kit will make. And Jane reckoned that if you didn't put your fabric on the back, if you want cushion fronts, you're going to be able to make at least 4 cushion fronts if you want to. This is the only one left. All of the others have sold out. Well done. Well, if they're in baskets, we can't guarantee them. But your 2 Liberty fabrics in here, they're very unusually Liberty, aren't they? They're not sort of the florals that you'd expect. These are your garden path ones, and I think they're really lovely. The blue and the peach are your 2 Liberty fabrics. That's a ½ meter each. And then you've got a ½ meter there of your papaya spot on and a ½ meter of your ivory in there. So 2 full meters of fabric there, and your thread and your book. It's all in there. Producer Paul went online to do a spot of shopping while we're on air, but actually it was just to look at how much Liberty cushions cost. And I think a lot were well over 100, sort of 115 pounds. And I think the cheapest you found was sort of 70, 80 pounds, 75 pounds. So actually, when you look at that, to English paper piece, your own beautiful Liberty cushion, exquisite, beautiful, beautiful. Roaring 20s. Check this out. Let me move it, get a little bit of space. Here it is. Wow, wowzers. Hee hee. Here it is. It's fab, isn't it? So what we've done, you've kind of got a fabric collection in here, haven't you? So you've got 2 different colourways of the fabric. So you've got those with your oranges and your yellows and your blues. Do you want this? Shall I unravel this? So you get ½ meter. Do you know who's designed this? Philip Jacobs. Yes. Now, if that you're thinking, where do I know that name? Where do I know that name? Philip Jacobs works with Kay Fassett. Kay Fassett calls himself, Brendan Mabley and Philip Jacobs the 3 Musketeers. They work together so much. But you can, that's gorgeous. So that's the Whirling Dervish. Isn't that fab? I do like a selvage that gives me that detail. Brilliant. It's also going to give you all the different colourways. So you do get 2 different colourways. Well, let me check that bamboo. Who's designed the bamboo then? Let's have a look. Roaring 20s. Don't know. I haven't got enough on there. No! What about on this selvage? Oh, it's like a mystery hunt, isn't it? This is Philip Jacobs as well. Gorgeous. You can see the cave influence, because the reason that Philip Jacob normally works with cave is because he doesn't normally like working with colour. But you can see that, you know, this is gorgeous. Oh, you've got to start checking out Roaring 20s. You see, normally, Philip Jacobs, you would expect to see from him beautiful florals. So I'm not surprised that this one is his. Gorgeous. But all of these, Philip Jacobs, beautiful, beautiful. What a treat. An unlooked for treat. Gorgeous. There you go. Yeah. And 2 different colourways of it. Gorgeous. Just brilliant. There you go. Fabulous. Now, Joel Dewberry. Brand new fabrics today. Most popular, tell me, Producer Paul, is very popular is this one. Whee! Oh, yeah. Now, lots of you have this in the baskets. Do check out. I don't want anybody missing out on this morning. Please do check out. So what we have in here is 1/2 metre of each of the fabrics in here. What we've done is we've put 3 planes in there, and we've picked these planes so carefully and I think exquisitely for you this morning. You've got a dark blue in there. You've got all sorts. That's your glacier grey. I can't remember the name of that one for now. But look how they just work gorgeously in there. Now, Christine says, oh, it's not payday for 2 days. Don't think I can sit on my hands any longer. Tilda, ooh, says Christine and Durham. I know, but then you've got your Joel Dewberry, and then you've got your Tanya Whelan, and then you've got Philip Jacobs. Happy days, $31.99 for your Joel Dewberry. Now, this is the berry colourway. This is from his new range. This is from his new Avalon range. And I just think it's exquisite. I think you could be right. Lots of you saying that this is like a stylised horse chestnut. Beautiful. Now, are they called horse chestnuts because horses like to stand underneath them? Mine do. And then they like to eat them as well. So they always, the horse chestnuts in our field always have the bottom of their leaves always stop at height, horse head height, which is lovely because they've eaten them all. I wonder if that's why they're called that. Look at this. Love that. Gorgeous. Right, that's one of them. Now, which colour would you like to look at next? The blush, okay. Dee. Whee! Here we go. Ooh, yeah. Now, with this, you've got your vintage blue. You've got your mauve mist. You've got multi-bars on this, and deep purple. It's just such an unusual colourway, isn't it? With the sort of the buttermilk colour in the back. Lovely. I could see some fussy cutting going on with this. And I love this as an alternative spot. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So however you use it, I just think that this, the fluff on there, that this colour combination with the plains, love it. So beautiful. And then the last brand new fabrics. Ooh. This is jade. And again, so this is the jade version of the brand new Joel Dewberry Avalon. Now, this was the one that when we first looked at it, we went, oh yeah, lovely, beautiful. And of course, we've put, you know, nice glacier grey in there. But look at this. Suddenly it's 3D. Pow! And of course, we've got that grey there to pick it up. Aqua and azure is your colours here. And then you've got hazel, you've got your poker stripe, and you've got your jade sugar bloom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, is that hazel then? Oh, whichever way you look at it. What a stunning collection. Lovely, cool colours, actually, with this one. Oh, decisions. What are you going for? Oh. Now, as Christine mentioned, Tilda, we're running low. We are running low. On the dove, let me show you the dove. Where did I put the dove? Over here. What's that again? Is it Tetris, where you have to keep moving things around to try and get them to slot in? I feel like a bit of that this morning. There we go. They're laughing at me. The boys laugh at me going, you clearly never play computer games, do you? No. No. Right, we have got here latte. I love these soft creams and neutrals that we put with Tilda because it just helps add to that romantic shabby chic feel that we've got. All of these fabrics on today's show are 100% cotton, selvage to selvage, 44 inches, by the way. They are just exquisite. Look at this. This is your flower fields with the lemon, with the yellow colour is in here. And Tilda will always do a beautiful, tiny, tiny floral. And here it is. And then look at this. Do you want to see this unfolded, actually? Because I do think it's really beautiful. 1/2 metre. Oh, if everybody checks out. 3 left. Gotta be quick. Gotta be, oh, a bit of fluff up my nose. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Those fresh greens coming through actually when you unfold it. And the greens with the pinks are a winning combination, but then that soft, soft dove coloured background. And the nice turquoise hummingbird. Beautiful. There they are, looking exquisite. Exquisite. Oh. I think this was one of the fabrics that everybody went ah at when we launched. Just beautiful. Now, they feel very different in different colourways, don't they? So this is your green, and in here you've got your boogie flower. We've got a limited stock on this, but actually last time we brought this to wear, the green was the most popular. People were just having a bit of a green day, who knows? But you've got your lemonade here, and you've got your birds in the trees. You've got your lemons, in kind of a raspberry colour. And then we've given you grass green by the 1/2 metre, and then your boogie flower is here. Bit retro for Tilda, but I'm enjoying it. $18.99 for a metre of Tilda and 1/2 metre on top of that there. Oh gosh, if everyone checks out, there's only one left. Check out those baskets. You do have to start checking out. Now remember, you can check out as many times as you like throughout the day, but it's not yours until you've checked out. Just having it in your basket, a lot of you seem to think is enough, but it's not, because if somebody rings up and they're ready with their money, they'll just swipe it out your basket and grab it, and then it's gone. It's gone. A lot of you have been caught by that before and been, you know, upset. So I tell you, just as a gentle warning, if you will. Right, what would we like to look at next, Producer Paul? Sticking with Tilda. Let's go ginger with Tilda. Yeah, why not? Here we go. Now, ginger, because it's got one ginger in there, which is this one here. And this is your lemonade. But again, we've put it in with the vintage blue because your fruit is vintage blue colour, obviously. And then here you get this beautiful romantic hummingbird. And again, very different feel, isn't it, from the dove? If I show you that, there's the dove one. Very different, isn't it, on the blue background? I love it with the blue background. And then you've got the tealy flowers there. And your pink birds. It's incredibly pretty. And yet striking at the same time. There you go. Gorgeous. Nice. Very, very nice. Hey, but how about this? Now, this is your boogie flower on dove. So this has got the same coloured background here as the hummingbirds on the dove background. But I love that you've got all these different greens and oranges coming through. And the third fabric that we've put is here. So you've got your pumpkin, you've got your lemonade, and you've got your boogie flower. But look how all of these, it's a very striking, you know, sometimes Tilda can look very romantic, shabby chic. Then you go and put it with a hot orange like that, and it's a very different feel. But that is the genius of how versatile it is. Superb. $18.99 for a metre of Tilda. Fab. Fab, fab, fab. We've only got a few more minutes left. What would we like to look at next? one of the most popular things, oh, the Tanya Whelan blue, nice, is here. We haven't used this Tanya Whelan in a lot of things. And I really do think it's incredibly romantic, very, very pretty. We've got an ocean blue to really pull out the background of this one here. This is your small floral. I love that diagonal repeat on this. It's really lovely. And then you've got your vintage blue there. And then the vintage blue has been in because with the gazebo, what you've got through here is that vintage blue in the background there. Just stunning. And those lovely roses. Again, just beautiful. But there it is, £20.99. 2 meters of fabric. That's just great value, isn't it? Gorgeous. Oh, you need to start checking out your baskets. Something else you need to, oh, the Roaring Twenties by Philip Jacobs. Gosh, over half of the stock has gone. Here it is, woohoo! Now, over half of the stock of this is gone. Philip Jacobs is your designer here. Beautiful, you might recognize his name because he designs with Kay Fassett a lot, but in his own right, a stunning, stunning designer, I think, as we can see here. Isn't this fabulous? What are you going to make with it? If you've bought this, if we've got time to message in, let me know what you're buying with it, what you're making with it. It's sort of a game of two halves here, because you've got sort of 2 different colorways, but within the same fabric range. Really lovely. This is Whirling Dervish. Nice. Yeah. So you do need to check out your basket on that because that is going super, super quick. Beautiful. The Jade Joel Dewberry. It's not easy to say, is it? Really not easy to say. Joel Dewberry was one of our first designers that we brought to air. And I really struggled with his name. Joel Dewberry. But worth it because this is his Avalon range. This is brand new today. We've launched this brand new today. I think one of the most beautifully picked colour bundles. There's your Glacier Grey. There are your spots in there. And you've got your aqua, you've got your azure, but look at these. Aren't they just gorgeous? Really beautiful, cool, calming palette there. So this is from the Avalon range. This is your Jade colorway. And I think it's a bit special. Look at that. Beautiful. There we go. Right, so that's $31.99. So we haven't had these bundles to wear before. They're really beautiful. Now, coming up tomorrow, let's take a look. We have got Lucy Brennan back with us. What a treat. And we've, what? 10% off pre-cuts? We don't do that. We do that starting tomorrow. Fabulous. Bonjour cushion. Yeah. That's with Lucy Brennan. And then cross stitch at 10 a.m. A lot of you loving your cross stitch, revival of the cross stitch. And then we've got the Forest Mountain quilt. That's been our other quilt on the wall. And that's Lucy Brennan's design, I do believe. And that is 11 a.m. tomorrow. So this is the quilt. There it is, over there. There it is. And that's her forest quilt. Some stunning colours, actually. Beautiful. Thank you ever so much for joining me this morning. Please do check out your baskets. Make sure that you're not missing out. If you've got any queries, 0800 112 4433. It's free to phone our customer services. They're in the UK and they are very, very helpful. So if you're not quite sure which colourways or anything to go for, just give them a quick ring. But thank you ever so much for your company. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
There ain't no mountain high enough for Lucy Brennan as she shares with us her fabulous Forest Mountain quilt. Our expert quilt maker Lucy Brennan will show us how she sets about crafting this striking 74-inch quilt using her trusted Creative Grids rulers. The result is a glorious geometric forest filled with beautiful triangular trees. We've handcrafted a selection of styles to suit your home. Choose from cappuccino and steely greys for a crisp and modern feel. Feel perfectly pink with our quilt kit filled with ports, purples and flamingo hues. Or go for greens and create your own forest masterpiece with emerald, pistachio and spearmint solids. So don't miss Lucy's Forest Mountain Quilt on Thursday the 19th of April at 11 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.